dream in silence, no mortal dare. Don't fear the raven.
It's round number 10 of the 2023 XCAL Racing Web Shop Series, and for the first time ever, we head to the Kansas Speedway road course style for 127 laps. We welcome you to the XCAL Racing Web Shop 300 from Kansas Speedway in Kansas City, Kansas. So glad you could join us on the networks of How to Suck at iRacing. Marty Sakala alongside Robert Colgan and Doug Burns. Doug is pressing the buttons in the studio this evening. Robert, I'll begin with you as you're a guy that really knows the setups very well. This is going to be an interesting road course race, and the reason why is because it's a quick road course section, the infield, and then it becomes a long super speedway for the rest of the way out.
Yeah, and the most interesting part is, I don't know about past XCAL races, but this is one of the first ones that I've seen where it goes from day to night too, so there's going to be a big swing in track temps.
And then Doug, I'll ask you this next question too. When it comes to the setups, what do you dial your car for? Do you dial it for the road course setup, or do you dial it for the super speedway setup?
I think you have to dial it. First you have to dial the handling up for the oval portion, and you have to adjust each gear individually so that you can get the speed through the road course sections. That's the only way this is going to work. And we have to give a shout out before we go any further. I have to interrupt the whole process here. The HTSAI community last night got a new addition to the family as J.R. Tanksley and his wife had a new baby. Tatum is watching here tonight. Great to have them on board as well.
Congratulations to them, to JR and his family on the new kid. It's definitely awesome to see, and welcome to the How to Suck at iRacing family, that's for sure. Last week, if you missed us, we had a fun one at the Phoenix Raceway. Austin Edwards taking the win over Matt Bear. Zach Edwards, Kendrick Cryer, and Steven Rex. Austin Edwards and Matt Bear both make up the front row for this race. Let's begin with talking with Matt Bear as he starts in the second position. Matt, the story continues to be you and Ty Majeski after you finished second last week. Talk your stuff, man, once again.
Yeah, I mean, just out here running solid numbers again every week. Just keep putting in top 5, top 10s. It's going to help eventually throughout the year. We're going to get a win at some point. I definitely costed myself last week, and I had Austin covered right there and shot myself in the foot. So I don't know if we'll have anything for him this week, but we're going to try our best right here. I think I'm one of the 2 or 3 cars that can contend with him. It'll just come down to making sure I stay in this draft on the oval here tonight, and I don't think fuel mileage is going to be a major concern. I think everybody's going to be on a 2-stop per half of the race cycle, so if we can stay out of trouble, not loop the car around, I think I can easily go get a top 3 here tonight, maybe a little better.
I guess I'll ask you this as well, with it being a setup race. What do you have your setup dialed for? Do you have it dialed for the super speedway part with it being so long, or do you have it dialed for the road course part of the racetrack?
You definitely have to dial it in for the road course part, Marty. The super speedway part, really all we can do at that point is just lower the car as low as we can get it with how comfortable the car can be on the infield part of the track, because I mean, it doesn't matter how good you do on the super speedway part. If you go out there and lose a second each time on the infield, it doesn't matter if you're going 2 miles an hour quicker on the oval.
All right. Finally, who you want to give shout-outs to?
Sean Patrick, everybody over at DBR. We're consistently putting out good cars every week. I got a feeling something's going to come eventually. XCAL Web Shop, Butt Kicker, you guys at How to Suck at iRacing for putting on a good broadcast every week, and want to give a shout out to the guys that actually show up and run XCAL.
All right, we'll let you go. Best of luck tonight, buddy. Hopefully we'll see you afterwards playing FIFA.
I appreciate it, brother.
Matt Bear starting second in this race. Let's talk with Jose Gaudino, who comes in making his 34th consecutive start. one off of Luke Turpin as the all-time leader in the XCAL Ironman race. Jose, this experience definitely paying off here for you, man. Just talk about racing with XCAL and your experience here so far.
Yeah, it's been quite a long ride already. I'm in my third year. And of course, I want to thank XCAL Web Shop to put this 2023 series. Otherwise, we will not be talking about this at this moment. Um, and also finding Karma Paint Shop and Alloy Wheel Repair Specialist from Greenville, South Carolina, because they are supporting us for the whole season. It has been a good season. We have been in top 20 mainly, and we are knocking on the top 10 lately. So maybe we can reach there today.
Absolutely. You start from 12th tonight. I guess I'll ask you, what are the challenges as you enter a brand new road course race?
Well, important thing is to try to first of all reach the half of the race in the lead lap. That's really important. And maybe we can play a little bit with the fuel strategy to achieve that, and then we have to see what we can do in the second half.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to before we let you go?
Yeah, it's mainly the all our FKR sponsors that I mentioned already, and a big thanks also to Gerald Poole for having us this season.
Alrighty. We'll let you go. Best of luck today in this one.
Thanks, Marty.
Jose Gaudino getting set to go. He starts from mid-pack in the 12th position. Let's also talk with Sean Andrews with a brand new ride. He is in the number 131. Sean, what made you want to switch numbers and drive in car number 131 this evening?
Well, we had a bit of a shakeup at the team this week, so it's higher up in the points than mine is, and so hopefully I can give it a good solid ride tonight.
8th place starting spot, one of your better positions here. What is your key here for you to try and make it throughout the race and possibly score a top 10 finish?
Just try not to overdrive it and make mistakes. Just try to stay within the car's ability of what it's for, so not overstep the boundaries, go off track, or hurt it any.
Alrighty, sounds good. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
XCAL Web Shop Racing Series, Sim Box. I got a control box now. I got that from them. I appreciate them. And J&S Racing.
Hey, I have to concur on the Simbox. Their stuff is awesome.
Yes, it is. I really like it.
Alrighty, Aaron, you know what to do. Reach out to Simbox then. Alright, man, we'll let you go. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Sean Andrews getting set to go as he starts inside the top 10. Final driver we'll talk with here, the new driver of the 00 in Ryan. Seems a brand new ride for him today. Ryan, you got a car that is second in the owner points right now at the moment. Not too far back, actually just about 150 points back on Austin Edwards. How tough is it going to be to close this gap today?
It's going to be tough because Austin, of course, he's always fast. But I'm just looking to not, lose connection this time and hopefully get a top 5 finish, maybe better. Car feels real good.
That's awesome, man. Who do you want to give shout-outs to as well before we let you go as we get ready for the green flag?
I'd like to give a shout out to Danielle and Joe for letting me drive for them, and Jerry for the paints, and the XCAL web shop. Give it a check out because it's some cool merchandise.
Ryan,
Right.
worth noting, Ryan, just before we went live, your first Ryan Seams Fan Club shirt was sold, so congratulations.
Sweet, nice, thank you.
Awesome, man. Well, we'll let you go. Best of luck.
Thank you, guys.
Ryan Seams getting set to go in the 00. Flying Ryan starts from 6th position. Let's break down this race here today. 127 laps, set for 300 miles. No one knows the fuel window, but Matt mentioned it should be about a 2-stop race, perhaps.
Yeah, we're gonna see. I don't know if anyone wants to give away a fuel window or anything anymore because Austin Edwards is just destroying fuel mileage windows here lately this season. So I think maybe people are keeping that hush hush.
Absolutely. There is a competition caution in this race as well on lap number 63. Let's give you the starting lineup for round number 10 of this season. Austin Everett's on the pole position, fastest amongst heat winners. A 1:23.906, and next to him is Matt Bear. Row number 2, Floppa Jonathan Bronson in the 69 and Noah Carpenter in the 42. Row 3, Albie Hewins in the 55 and Ryan Seams in the 00. Row 4, Alex Krapser in the 29 and Sean Andrews in the 131. And rounding out your top 10 this evening, Sean Patrick in the 11 and Jeremy Gillia in the 27. Row number 6, Kyle Martin in the 51 and Jose Gaudino in the 20. Billy Snodgrass in the 10. Matt Pelletier is back in the 66. That is row number 7. Gerald Thanos Poole and Brett Meckes, 33 and 44. Row number 8, Scott Gillia in the 21. Joe Campbell in the 63 is row 9. Rounding out your top 20, Chase Johnson in the 26 and Jim Johnson in the 39. Derek Colson and Jared Heasley make up row 11. Row number 12, Jeff Edgar and Mason Foster. Those are the 24 drivers we have on the field. 23 drivers will be rolling off here as we take the green flag. Doug, let's get an idea of what this track is like. The infield kind of a little bit similar to Daytona, but you have one horseshoe instead of two.
Yeah, this thing's going to get a bit tricky out there. Good evening, Jared. How's it going? Focus on driving out there. It's going to be interesting down here when you get to the hairpin turn. That's where things are going to get tight. Matt Bear and I differ a little bit here on which way to set the car up as well. It's going to be interesting because some of these drivers will have set up for the road course portion. Some of them will set up for the banking, and you have the big difference, banking and on the outside and flat on the inside. This is going to get interesting.
Yeah, you definitely saw as well after that first hard left-hander like it is at Daytona. You've got that quick little kink and then the hard right-hander, and then it's another straightaway. Then before a right left-hander where, Robert, it's going to be very tough to break entering the corner because you don't want to get the car sideways.
Yeah, I think that's where we're going to see some carnage. It's a pretty open track, so if there is stuff, I mean, people aren't going to stack up. I want to point out, because I was going to point it out at Long Beach, and I kept my mouth shut because I didn't know if I was going to sound dumb or not. But then it was brought up after the race. Just want to point out the paint scheme Matt Bear is running. It is the old Dale Earnhardt Japanese paint scheme.
Oh, I love it. That's a great scheme.
So I just wanted to point that out so Matt can see, because I did notice it at Long Beach.
I remember getting up to watch that race because it was live in like the middle of the night here in the U.S.
Nice. I wasn't born, so that's pretty cool. One more thing.
Can we kick Marty out of the booth?
Yeah, we should. One more thing before we go racing here, Doug, too, is when you enter the oval, a lot of banking there. You really want to enter it with the right wheels from the apron to the banking. You don't want to have the front end go to the banking.
You know, every time we've gone to the Texas Roval and some of these other Roval type courses, we've seen that banking bite more than a few drivers. I don't think we're going to see too many issues in the infield here, except getting down from the banking and getting back up to it. I think we're going to see some chaos there.
Absolutely. Well, we're about to find out what goes down. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? The iRacing pace truck is in pit road. Austin Edwards and Matt Bear will bring us to the green flag. First time at the Kansas Roval. It is showtime XCAL style in the Kansas City, Kansas.
Already away, everybody side by side. This entry down into the road course, this is going to be a little bit tricky. And we're already seeing guys mid-pack, 4 and 5 wide as they get down into turn 1. That was nuts.
Ooh, and the 11 car's loose off of 1.
And Sean Patrick already sideways off of the corner.
They were 3 wide right behind him. The 10 car drops low. And it looks like the 10 car just pushes up in the middle. That is such a tight corner. The 10 just kept trying to get underneath. He finally did. Sean goes around. Luckily, that is a low-speed corner, so Sean was able to keep that thing out of the wall.
He knows he's going to have a caution at the halfway point, so just recuperate and get back on the track and run and try to stay on the lead lap.
You see a lot of drivers as well shortcutting turn number 2 just to try and get the quicker way around and try and gain some speed with the downhill advantage there.
Who does everybody have for tonight?
That's a tough. Austin Edwards is the easy one to pick. I mean, we saw him win at Long Beach. I have to wonder if we're going to see some more drifting here tonight if he can break away. But, man, if you don't pick the easy one, I have to, again, pick my boy who started in 22nd, Jared Heasley. We saw him come on strong there at Long Beach towards the end of the race. He said he's going to ride around back until the competition caution. That's when things are going to pick up for him. I'm not counting J-Rod out yet.
You saw Matt Bear entering turn number 1 go wide entering the quarter. Noah Carpenter had an opening, and he takes the runner-up spot. A 4-car breakaway entering the horseshoe. A 3.6 second difference as we got trouble. Scott Gilliatt is punted. He is around just past the kink and collects as well. I believe Jose Gaudino too in the process.
Taking a look at the replay, Gaudino gets down to the inside, and Gaudino's off in the grass.
Wow, this was a different wreck. Watch the 21 from behind.
Looking for Scott Gilliatt here. Oh! Scott almost getting into the bumper of the 33 as he comes by, and then he gets in the grass, goes around, gets clipped from behind, manages to keep that car going and out of the wall.
Yeah, that's Thanos Poole in the 33. Tough break on his end. Let's watch some racing at the moment. Your biggest move, a couple of your biggest movers at the moment. Jim Johnson up 5 spots. Mickey Billy Snodgrass now up 5 spots. As the Road Ringer gets past Albert Hewens, he moves up into the 8th position. He will be very key in this race today.
Jim Johnson is another one to watch. Always good on these road courses, so he's going to be moving up. Derek Colson up 4 spots now. Jared Heasley already up 4 spots. Jeff Edgar up 3 spots. But I have to go with J.R. Tanksley's pick. He picks me tonight, so I've got this, guys.
Alex Crapser just got past Ryan Seaves. Trouble, and there goes
131 of Andrews.
And that's a tough break on him. I was about to say Ryan Seames there, but thanks to the force of habit. But no, Sean Andrews spins out just past the kink. That seems like that's going to be Calamity Quarter today, Robert.
Yeah, because you're going from a bank surface, you're coming down hot, and then you're not hitting any banking off. So seeing it with Sean Patrick, we just seen it with Sean Andrews. Not a good day to be a Sean coming out turn 1.
Scott Gilliatt also had a close call. He went wide in turn number 1, nearly got into the grass, but was still on some extra asphalt to luckily be able to keep the grip on the number 21, but not off to a good start. Currently in 21st at the moment. Best race we're watching is for second still closely, Doug. Noah Carpenter and Matt Fair. They're just trying to work the draft off each other, try and get a toe off of the driver in front. I wish now, with the way this track is, I now wish that we had DRS enabled. Ooh, Carpenter bobbled.
Wow. And Bear slips by. Bear and Bronson slipped by. I'm sorry, Colgan, what were you saying, buddy?
I was just getting ready to say that guy that just took 3rd place, that's my pick for tonight there, Bronson. I think he'll break the streak of Edwards.
We'll see what happens here. Turn 1, really kind of like the Tums Harper and turn, I guess you could say, at Charlotte. But with this track, that corner kind of reminds me of a lot of, I talked about it as well, Doug, pre-race. It's a lot like Daytona, where you've got that heavy left-hand corner, a lot like what we're seeing here today.
Yeah, and just like Daytona, you come off the banking. Granted, Daytona's banking right there is a lot less than what you're coming down off of here at Kansas, so it does make it a little bit trickier. More like what you'd see at Texas at that Roval coming, but I mean even the backstretch at the Roval or the Texas Roval isn't that bad. We have seen in the past coming up all out of the infield at Texas that banking out onto turn 3 causing some issues. As it looks like Derek Colson and Jared Poole have both had a problem just a moment ago.
See what happened there as you take a look at the replay.
Colson heading back out toward the back straightaway. And he just gets loose on throttle. Gerald Poole not far behind. Let's see. I don't know if Gerald just massively checked up.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but right now you got to give Matt Bear credit. He's closed in on Austin Everett for the race lead. A 125.82 for Bear last lap, Robert, to Austin Everett's 126.59.
Yeah, he's keeping good pace with them. Bronson's right there too. It looks like these three Carpenters kind of lost it a little bit ever since that oops there off of one, and that's going to be detrimental. That's going to be if you're running first and second coming down towards the end of the race, that last corner or that first corner, those are going to be two very important corners. You can bump a guy, get a stretch on him. Can he come back to pass you?
Chase Johnson just crashed in turn number 1. He was in the last position at the time, but he is back on the track many seconds behind. Doug, I know it's a close race here at the moment between the top 3 early on, but as we always know, this race is going to come down to pit stops today.
It always does when you're on a road course. There's Chase spinning out coming into turn 1. We say it's going to come down to pit stops, and that's going to play a huge factor here. But fuel strategy, as Matt Bear gets right to Austin's bumper, those pit stops and fuel strategy are going to be key here. This is a 2.37 mile road course, but it's a high-speed road course, so not a lot of turning in the infield, not a lot of places to save fuel out here. Being in second, like Matt Bear is, might be a good play. Oh, Bear!
Bobbling there big time. Nice save from the driver of the number 3. I was about to talk about this too, but he was in that hard corner. He's trying to enter high, have that smooth arc like he's trying to diamond it, and so he's low on corner exit. That's how he closed in a lot on Austin Everett. Watch out for that closely once again next lap. Something else I'm keeping an eye on too here. We're seeing a lot more of this than normal with those exhaust pipes breathing out a little bit of fire just for a split second. Obviously with all the gear shifts, the upshifting, the downshifting, those exhaust pipes will want to breathe big time today, Colgan.
Yeah, they're going to be on and off the gas, shifting a lot, and I think that's where you're going to be seeing the big mistakes coming off of turn 1 there mostly, is trying to get back onto the gas as quick as you can, but as safely as you can too. And pretty much throughout the whole entire infield section, there's really no banking, so it's going to be a little slippery. As Bear, he keeps closing right up here on Austin.
See how he does this? Same thing. Enters high, tries to exit low. Half car length, just about gets sideways off in turn number 1. Look at those brake rotors as well, Doug. Going to be glowing all throughout the day. They'll be the brightest at night.
Yeah, they'll get a little bit of cooling off once they get from about the time they get on the oval all the way around the track, and then they'll start getting really red again back through the infield. But I imagine by the end of the night they're going to be glowing almost all the way around here. This is going to get a bit interesting too, because as we talked about at Long Beach, nobody has done a full-length race here, so we don't know how well the car is going to hold together, as Matt Pelletier has had a problem here as well.
He's in the 10th position. He's got the car up and straight. Start in 14th position, though. Let's see what happened, Doug.
Down into looks like the horseshoe here. And just goes a little bit wide through the turn. Everybody gets to the inside of him, and it looks like a little bit of bump in there. Tries to pull back ahead. We'll watch this for a second, but looks like Pelletier gets it gathered up rather quickly. Not too bad of an issue there. But man, a very close call.
Matt Bear takes the lead on Austin Everett at the line by a door. He takes it. Austin lets him go. Big pass from Matt Bear. And a bunch of bonus points he'll pick up, but he goes high on corner exit. And there's contact between Austin Edwards and I think Jonathan Bronson too. Bear loses 2 spots because of it, guys.
Hey,
yeah.
Just got an update, and we talked about this in pre-race, Colgan. Oh, as Ryan Seams, Kyle McGregor Martin slides through the grass. Jason Seams got his clean bill of health last week after the XCAL race. He is the one that bought the first of the Ryan Seams Fan Club t-shirts, and those are limited editions, so you guys want one, you better get one soon.
XCALRacing.com/shop, $30 for an official fan club t-shirt. Definitely recommend you get one. Very comfy too. Let's watch another race on track as Austin Evers with Matt Bear going wide has opened up a second lead on Jonathan Bronson. Best battle I have on the racetrack, Joe Campbell, Jose Godino for 14th. Now, Robert, you remember this a couple weeks ago, the last road course race. Joe Campbell was getting lit up big time.
Yeah, but Danny Mann ain't here to get it under his skin or anyone else's. So I think everything will be a little more calmer. Plus, Joe does have a much more respectful driver around him right now battling with him. We know Jose's not going to do you dirty. You know, would maybe like to see Jose get a little more aggressive at times, but you know you can trust Jose when he's around you.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Jose is one of the cleanest drivers out there, so you know that he's going to give you room where he has to. He's going to fight, but he's not going to get out there and start trying to rattle your cage, so to speak.
And you notice in the plate races, it shows too, is he's never up front the early part of the race, but when we started doing cycling through pit stops, all that stuff, who's usually up there towards the front? Jose.
Yeah, and he played some great pit strategy. Was it at Michigan or Auto Club?
Well, at Auto Club last year, he showed some very good pit strategy where he was like almost, I think, like a lap ahead or half a lap, where he actually tied in with the lap cars, was leading the race, saving fuel, and pulling away from second on back. So he plays a very good patient strategy, and it pays off for places like that.
Jeff Edgar's having a little bit of fun back there. I believe he's doing some fun chatting with Sean Patrick in the pack. Edgar in the 19th position. Biggest mover of this race so far, Billy Snodgrass is up 8th, but he got Jim Johnson up 8 to 12th. He may have something figured out under the Moonlight Machine tonight, guys. In 12th, next guy though, 2.5 seconds in front, and Brett Meckes.
And you know, those are the two guys I wanted to even say tonight. I have to compliment them a lot. Brent, he didn't do so well last year. He showed a lot of potential. This year, he's shown a lot more speed. Did very well last week. James Johnson has always been a threat this season. He's been getting up in the top 10, running very consistent. They're both very smooth. Showing a lot of potential this year, doing a lot better. And those guys deserve a big pat on the back.
Absolutely. Trouble Hewins around off of the kink.
That is heartbreaking. Albie has had such a good start to this season. You know, he'll get the caution later. He'll get an opportunity. Just goes wide, clips the grass, and goes around. Doesn't get into the wall or anything, but just a great start to the season for Albie, but not the way he wanted tonight to go, obviously. And Derek Colson just had an incident back behind as well. Looking at this as he heads back toward the... Goes by cleanly and heads toward the horseshoe here. Just a little too much rear brake. It looks like he just drifts it and keeps it going. What a save.
Gave him a 2X for that too. And so he loses a couple of spots there. We saw as well with Colson. He went straight up the banking, which is just going to kill the front end of the suspension. Don't want to do that one bit for sure. You really want to get the right tires up first before the front end does. So he loses a couple spots to Sean Patrick and Jeff Edgar. Ryan Seams, though, I believe just made a pass for 8th on Kyle Martin. They are a second apart. Ryan Seams, though, started 6th. He's now down the 8th spot, guys.
Yeah, Ryan had actually dropped back to about 10th place at one point, but starting to make his way forward. A little bit of a rough start, but a little drift out of the horseshoe. But Flying Ryan is on it tonight.
Absolutely, and I can actually confirm Seams made a pass on McRecken for him going off track for just about a second. So that's what happened there. Brent Meckes just made a pass for 10th. Alex Krapser on Jeremy Gilliam for the 6th spot. He takes it away.
Yeah, I have to say, of all the drivers in XCAL and whatnot, I think Alex Krapser is probably one of my favorite drivers in XCAL, actually. He doesn't talk much. He doesn't cause any controversy. He's smooth, and he's always there at the end. And the big thing is He drives very respectful. He doesn't just take you out. He doesn't dump you for the win. I felt for him at USA whenever him and I think was it Kendrick Cryer got into it, and Cryer got the win. I think.
Yeah.
Or yeah, and the guy just races everyone so clean, and he's so smooth whenever you watch him. He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. I'd have to say, actually, all in all, he's probably one of my favorite drivers in XCAL.
Definitely having a good night so far tonight, too. Currently running N6, trying to run down the road course ringer, Billy Snodgrass. And he is gaining on Billy. That's an impressive run. Hey, good evening, David. How are you doing tonight, buddy?
And Snodgrass was Johnny B's pick for tonight to win. So we'll see if Johnny B is right.
Absolutely. Let's go back to the 18th spot as Aber Hewins now attacks Derek Colson for the spot. Takes a run to the left.
Yeah, Albie, man, after that, both Albie and Derek have had problems here tonight already, but I think it's going to come down tonight to just settling into a rhythm. And as Chase Johnson has another incident, I think it's going to come down to just finding your rhythm, and once you have it, just keeping that going. I think that's going to be the key, and getting through that first couple of turns through the infield, coming down off the banking. If you get that right, I think you're good to go tonight.
Johnston with the incident in the exact same corner. So tough break on his end. Matt Bear, though, has reeled in Jonathan Bronson for the second spot as they come into the horseshoe, guys. When does Bear make his move?
I don't know about you, Colgan, but if I'm Bear, I'm not making a move. Right now, Bronson is reeling in the leader. I'm just going to sit there in the draft, save a little fuel, and let him help me reel in Austin Edwards. Worry about it when we get there.
Yeah, I think Bronson's the faster of the two right now, so, just bank off of him. I don't know how much. Oh, well, looks like we're going to have a move here, unless Bronson's planning on getting a run there off the corner.
That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, Bear, I don't know how much he cooked that right front up whenever he overshot in a one. Maybe just sit back and relax, because the one thing here is I'm not sure when the lights are going to come on tonight, but you got to keep in mind we're going to have a caution halfway through. The track is going to change differently, and you're going to want to make some setup changes. As long as you can keep yourself up there in the front, keep yourself relatively up there, you should have a chance at winning it, because this race is going to change after that first caution.
McRecken just had an issue back behind. He had been running in the top 10, was trying to run Ryan Seams back down after Seams had gotten past him, gets loose through the horseshoe, and almost has it saved, but getting back on the gas, he gets loose again, and I think he just barely clips that infield wall.
Close call there. Here's Bear inside of the horseshoe. He's got the preferred line. Bronson with a better drive off the corner. Just about clips the grass. But hangs on to P2, guys.
If they keep messing around, they're going to let old Austin get out front there again, and we might see a drift show.
Yeah, well, when we see Austin drifting, we'll know we're about one lap from a pit stop.
How tough will it be to do it, though, at Kansas with a road course setup, guys? Actually, it may be easier now that I think about it.
It's flatter. I mean, I think Austin can drift about just about anywhere he pleases, so.
That has been in just about anything he pleases. I've seen him drift a Tour Mod, a Legends car, just about everything he's got in. He can drift it. I don't think the surface really matters, so. As Matt Pelletier, we're seeing a lot of chaos back behind. Matt Pelletier now has a problem, as it looks like he was headed back out toward the banking here.
Yeah, did a 360 on Corey Rex, said too much.
Oh! Yeah, and I think he got some... That was another thing we haven't talked about. Get up on that banking too hard, or get off of the banking too hard. You damage the front end of that car just a little bit.
Yeah, we have a new damage model too tonight, so we're going to see that work. These guys didn't get to practice much with that damage model all week.
Great point. Brand new new update came out today on iRacing to help do some patches on 2023 Season 2. Look at the pass for Ryan Seams on Pelletier around the outside as, or rather, I'm sorry, did it again. Sean Andrews takes away the 13th spot.
That's going to be a hard one to get down here tonight with Seams and Andrews. The only good thing is they haven't changed their paint scheme, so
That helps.
yeah.
Joe Campbell now side by side with Sean Andrews. Just a drag race as they head back toward the banking. And you know, this, you mentioned it earlier, Robert. This may come down to how you get out of that final corner on the last lap if we see some close battling here. So that could be a deciding factor in the draft. Getting up to speed and getting that draft could be a huge factor here for the last lap.
Johnson has crashed once again, and that is right in front of the leader in Austin Edwards. So we're about to see our first lap car. Chase Johnson, these are actually his first laps today. Did not really get some time to practice with the ride. So you know what that leads to us? A lead change. Jonathan Bronson uses Chase as a pick, and he goes to the point.
Watching Chase, it's the same thing we've seen him have. We've seen him have a problem with pretty much since he got here. That lack of practice has definitely had an effect here. And now Bronson able to capitalize on that, has the lead.
Especially on a brand new track. As you see again, they cut through the turn, cut through the NASCAR Oval 2. Edwards just trying to get, like we said, trying to get as much of a draft as possible. And there you see Bronson breaking it.
Yeah, you know, the thing that irritates me with Austin is he's so smooth and so good. You get out in front of him, and you still don't think you have it. Because now he's just sitting back there watching you. He's just very good. It's like he's playing with you, as you see right here. I mean, he just played with Bronson. Austin Edwards is one of the few drivers you watch. He doesn't really make mistakes at all.
Oh, look at
there it is.
Now that was something.
As you were saying it, Colgan.
Yep.
We also had Jared Heasley go off in the exit of the horseshoe.
That wasn't a mistake by Edwards. That was a test. So, still wasn't a mistake. The guy is just so dang smooth.
Yeah, Heasley just gets on the throttle. We've seen that happen a bunch here tonight. You get on the throttle just a little too much. Coming out of the horseshoe, that flat turn, and that car wants to go around really, really quickly. Bronson now has a 1 1/4 second lead out front over Austin Edwards. They've still got well over a second on the Mad Bear.
Absolutely. So yeah, your top three apart by each a second. That's Noah Carpenter, 4.8 seconds back in fourth. And then you've got 4.7 seconds behind him fifth, Billy Snodgrass. So everyone's just trying to run their own race amongst each other. Just play it smooth and safe. Just try and learn their car. Obviously, we got practice yesterday in heats. But of course, I believe for the first time under the lights, you're getting a lot of more speed. The grip is up on the track. So which means as well, with the speeds going up, you have to brake earlier.
And a lot of these drivers, you mentioned, not the first time they're coming here, not a ton of practice, and none under the lights. So they're going to have to blindly change up those braking points. And you brake too early, and you're going to allow the guy behind you to gain a lot of ground here. So it's a balancing act.
Yeah, at least with here, like different from Long Beach, is we're scrunched up a little bit more and not all over the place. So should make for a little bit more interesting racing. And we're not seeing the Austin Edwards show tonight. We're getting some mix-ups here, you know, with the lead.
And we may not get to see any drifting because of that.
Yeah.
We'll see some drifting, I'm sure. Austin probably going to sit back there in second place and sell drift.
Let's go to the race for 13. Joe Campbell, Jose Gaudino is the closest. It's 3/4 of a second. Fun one. Campbell off to a good start, though. Started 18th. He's in the 13th spot.
Yeah, and Joe doesn't usually make too many major mistakes where he ever drives a corner, spins it out. He kind of just starts to run his race, and he's one of them guys that he builds momentum throughout the race and just tries to get himself in the best spot possible for that last pit stop and see where he can go from there. So, pretty smart strategy.
Another guy who's picked up a lot of spots and not really a road course guy, Jeff Edgar, up 7 spots right now into 16th. And he is gaining ground on Matt Pelletier in 15th right now. So there's a couple of drivers that both are having a fairly good night here tonight. And Jim Johnson up 10 spots is the biggest mover right now. Into 10th place and setting his sights on Brent Meckes.
Absolutely, 0.4 of a second is the gap. Let's watch this race for 9th as they're entering that horseshoe again.
I think he just kind of was letting, or I don't think he overcooked it there. I think he knew what was coming.
Yeah, he was. Gardino, though, as well, closing in. Last time by, he was 0.2 better than Campbell last lap.
But Chase Johnson had another issue a lap or so ago, and he is really struggling here tonight. But only in 23rd place. I mean, Chase could still have a decent points night if he can make it to the end.
Problem with Chase, I talked to him because Chase, I actually race with Fastlane part-time. The gotten on Chase is he goes hard the first lap. He cooks them tires up, and then he just goes harder and harder and harder, and just you ruin your car.
Absolutely.
That's young. Yep, that's some young kids though. That's why I look at someone like Noah Carpenter. He's a young kid, but he knows the limitations throughout that entire that whole run. He doesn't cook it all at once. Chase is fast, but Chase is fast in the first 5 laps.
Oh,
hey, Jose! Taking the short way around.
No,
Got Joe.
That's Joe.
Oh. And there's Joe's wrong place, wrong time, and of his own doing. Looks like he just had some left door damage, but should be able to continue.
Wrong place at the wrong time, but yeah, Joe's good. We're hearing Johnson as well, and Meckes got together.
There's our teammates. Or James Johnson, did he say?
Johnson lost it. Exiting the horseshoe. Meckes went through the grass to evade. Man, a lot of action in this past minute or two.
Tires starting to wear out. You know, your lefts are wearing, or your lefts may be wearing differently than your rights. Things are starting to get a little cattywampus here, and now they're starting to see the effects.
Jonathan Bronson, though, still has the lead as we go to our first commercial of the night. Don't go anywhere. We'll go side by side and be back in just a moment.
Leaders are pitting. Jonathan Bronson just brought the 69 in. Austin Edwards and Noah Carpenter are currently the only ones that have yet to pit amongst the leaders. Next week, we are at the Martinsville Speedway. Wrong race, correction. Next week, we're at the Iowa Speedway on March 28th. I was looking at the wrong day. That should be a fun one. 350 laps. Start time 7:20 p.m. Pre-race green flag 7:30 p.m. on the networks of How to Suck at iRacing. It's been 2 weeks. I'm still not out of that work mood yet from last week. Austin Edwards currently leads Noah Carpenter, Kyle Martin, Jeff Edgar, Albie Hewins. Those are the 5 that are yet to stop. Expecting just about a minute to 2 minute pit stops here, guys.
Austin.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Robert. I was just saying, Austin finally coming in.
I was just going to say it's going to be interesting to see how much later Austin pits than everyone else, and see what kind of strategy goes on here.
Noah Carpenter stays out longer than Austin Edwards. Carpenter was running top 5, but it looks like he is in a fuel-saving mode here.
And I think as well for Noah, I think he just wants to try and get those bonus points for leading a lap. He's yet to lead today. He just wants to get those 5 bonus points, then make a stop in.
He's been starting to flirt with that long green flag pit strategy too. I think it's starting to catch on with everyone else. He was doing it at Phoenix last week. He was staying out pretty long too. So I think everyone else is starting to catch on to Austin's game. Now we see Austin maybe swishing it back up.
Absolutely. Taking a look here at the drivers that have already pitted. Jonathan Bronson is ahead of Matt Bear by 2 seconds. Still waiting on Edwards to exit. He's on 50 seconds right now on his pit stop.
Yeah, this pit exit's going to be pretty interesting too, because you got guys coming out, other ones coming in at full race speed.
And the 2 lines coming out and driving in the corner, Robert, they merge together pretty much.
Yeah, we could see some havoc there.
Absolutely. Noah's in. Now let's watch Edwards' exit as he leaves pit road. Matt Bear passes him, and save to Jonathan Bronson.
We're going to see a caution around lap 63, 64. That's right about halfway. So we did hear Matt say trying to make it 2 pits for the stint. So they're going to have some fuel saving here on this one.
Absolutely. Carpenter just is in his box now for those wondering at home. Let's go to the race for 11th. Sean Andrews and Brent Meckes.
Yeah, Brent's right there, still with Sean, and like you mentioned earlier, Colgan, it has not been a good night for the Shawns, but looks like Andrews is starting to come alive a little bit here.
Yeah, and Sean, he does a hell of a job racing, but he can't put the whole race together. We see him early in the race, he's running really, really well. Like a threat for a top 5, top 10, and then something bad happens, and then everything falls apart behind that. It'd be nice to see him to put a whole race together, because I guarantee if he can, he'll be a solid top 10.
So about to see Bronson take the race lead from Noah Carpenter here. And there it is. Doesn't have the lead, but he did just take the fastest lap of this race. A blistering 1:24.35. What a lap from Floppa. That would be bonus points too towards the championship.
Right now, that's 0.2 of a second faster than anybody else's fastest lap. But as Colgan was talking about earlier, the track temp is coming down as they go. So a little bit more grip, a little bit more power, a little bit more speed. Once they adjust to that, I think we'll see some lap times dropping quickly.
Here, let's remind you of your top 10 in points coming on in. Austin Edwards leads 15:36. The double zero being driven today by Ryan Seams is second, 13:77. Noah Carpenter is third, 13:39. Kendrick Cryer is fourth. That's driven by Matt Pelletier today, though, in the 66. 13:38. Alex Krebs are fifth, 12:74. Matt Bear 6th, 12:52. 7th, Stephen Rex, 12:43. 8th is Jonathan Bronson with a 12:10. Kyle Bartles in the 7th, driven by Jeff Edgar today, is 9th, 1200. Jeremy Gilliat is 10th, 1189.
And Jonathan Bronson stands to have a very good points night right now if he can keep it up front. Austin Edwards, though, sitting back in 3rd, is gaining on the top 2, and he did stop later than they did. So he does have a couple lap fresher tires. Actually, just 1 lap fresher tires now that I look at it. So, a little bit of help, but not a ton. But later in this run, that could come into play as we saw tires really going away right before pit stops for some drivers.
Absolutely. Jose Gaudino and Jim Johnson is the best race on track for 12th. And Johnson's trying to rebound too after the spin he had earlier.
Gaudino also had one there. Got some nose damage maybe whenever he met Joe's left door. So I'm going to be interested to see how many guys we finish on the lead lap here at the halfway caution.
That's true. I mean, if Austin Edwards was the leader right now, we'd be watching that real closely.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to be coming in for a splash, too. I mean, I don't see one more pit stop and that being the case. I see a splash somewhere.
Yeah, the drivers seem to pit every 22 laps or so, we are looking at perhaps...
Noah Carpenter, and I saw one other driver that stretched it out to about lap 20, or put in... no, it was just Noah Carpenter making it 24 laps out here. So most of these guys, you're looking at a stop around lap 46. That'll be 4 tires and fuel. And then depending on what lap, whether it be 63 or 64, things could get very tight out there for a few drivers.
So when you're at a 5-stop race as a whole, go ahead, Robert.
When you're sitting around 8th to 12th or so, like that, right now in my mind, I would be maybe saving some fuel and trying to jump these guys. If I feel like we're going to have a splash, maybe not a 4-tire, a full pit stop before, in one of these stops before the caution. So try to save as much fuel, take a splash or something, or you can take a full tank and then stay out while everyone else comes in. There's going to be some strategy here.
Let's go to the race for second. Austin Edwards all over Matt Bear. Edwards picked up a 1:24.30 last lap. Best lap of the night. Was just about a second better than Matt Bear. And you see he's bump drafting him down the back, just telling him, hey buddy, what's up?
Well, they got that 69 car way ahead of them. You think maybe Austin's panicking a little bit that Austin's always had the race in his hand from the start. This is where Austin, he doesn't control the race right now.
Yeah, they may want to try and work out a draft plan together. But do they think that'll gain some momentum? Or does Austin think that he's a lot faster than Matt Bear?
Where does Austin push Bear, and Bear's trying to be a little more conservative, and then he launches them in turn 1 at one point? I mean, that's the big thing. You're carrying all that speed down there. You're trusting Matt Bear in front of you to not lift earlier
Sean
than you.
Andrews just took the car to the pits, and he's got damage. Let's see if we have an idea on what happened.
Taking a look. Good evening to Richie West cheering on Jared Easley. And here is Sean headed toward the back straightaway, coming off the infield. And hits that. Just barely misses McRecken. Hits that safer barrier like a ton of bricks.
He's trying out the new damage model.
Yeah. Quality testing. That's what Sean Andrews. We did mention it has not been a great night for guys named Sean here tonight.
Absolutely. I think that was a situation where he may have overcorrected just a bit too much right wheel into it, and it just slid the car up the track and head on to the safer barrier. He was the dummy test today for the new damage model.
And it's so hard because like a position like that, when you look back at it, you want to just kick yourself in the back end. If you just wouldn't have corrected it and just spun the car out, you'd still be going on. But because of that overcorrection and driving straight into the wall, his night goes.
I think Austin Edwards, too, knew that his game plan just was not going to work out if he was drafting Matt Bear. The gap is now 5.5 seconds, but look at this. Austin's trying to pass in the grass. He's trying to pull a Dale Earnhardt.
Looks like he's going to get it done using some lap traffic there. Sean Lesperance dropped in the comments and just said he is going to try and redeem the name of Sean later tonight in his race. So good luck there, Sean.
Absolutely. Let's go to Kyle Martin and Brett Meckes for 8th. And Meckes has a nice draft on Martin coming to the line, guys.
Have to wonder about this, using the banking, oh!
Whoa, look out!
Meckes got into McRecken and sends him hard into the outside wall. McRecken manages to keep that car going, but I have to wonder about the draft play here because you get down into turn 1, you have all the different braking points, you have a lot of problems that could happen there. You take advantage in the draft, but how much can you make up on the flat road course part of it? And good job by Ryan Seams. He backs out of it just a little bit because he saw that chaos right in front of him. He's made his way up to 10th.
And
Yeah, I don't think... Go ahead.
I was just saying, that's what I was saying with Austin Edwards and Bears, trusting the guy in front of you. It looked like Martin backed way up to back his corner up. Meckes was going to try to run in harder, and they met right there in the middle. Two different ideas to go to the corner.
Yeah, it seemed like, too, that Meckes just did not expect McRecken's braking point there that early and stuff. Give credit to Meckes letting Martin go back by, saying, hey, I don't want to pass you like that. I'll let you have the spot back.
Looking at the right side of McRecken's car, I mean, he took a fairly decent lick into that outside wall, but it looks like the safer barrier did its job as far as the car is concerned. He's got some right front damage on the right front fender. It's pushed in just a little bit, but does not seem to be affecting McRecken too terribly badly here.
Absolutely.
It'll buff out.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Doug, we are working lap number 30 of this race as Ryan Seams passes Brent Meckes for the 9th position. What do you say we do something pretty cool for the fans, huh?
Well, let's see if we can dial up the nose cam on. Let's pick a car here that's really popular. Let's dial up the nose cam of Ryan Seams' car for a lap. As he goes into the horseshoe on the infield, you see McRecken just ahead. Down these long straightaways, and a lot like Daytona, a few short turns and a lot of long straightaways. You build up a ton of speed, but you're hard on the brakes, which is why we see so much glowing. And then here comes the fun part for the drivers, trying to get that car aimed back up onto the banking. He gets it done, but then you carry that momentum down as low as you could possibly get it, then back up, headed almost to the wall, trying to carry just all the momentum and build as much speed. Getting up there on that banking certainly helps, especially when you get down into the turns. Headed back toward the start-finish line out of turn 4, the entrance to pit road there on the left. Down across the start-finish line, back towards turn 1, and back down. This one isn't as banked nearly, almost as bad as getting back onto the bank, and you see how hard it unsettles the car. Holy cow, and you heard Ryan have to get out of the gas just because he wasn't sure if McRecken could save it here. That was a close call.
Really was. Nearly led to a big accident breaking out, as well as Brett Meckes behind. A 3-car battle for 8th spot as they're in the hairpin.
The track looks so easy, too. But when you look at a view like that, it's like, all right, maybe not so easy.
It really does look easy, but then when you're driving it on iRacing with the huge steering wheel and the 4-speed H pattern shifter and trying to brake and throttle, it's tough there. And you see Martin there with a heavy lift off up the track. That's not good one bit.
Flying Ryan gets the advantage there on the bottom. Managing, it's going to be close, but Flying Ryan, no damage, right? And that damage to McRecken's car is obviously having an effect on the aero as he has to drop back into the draft, and now Flying Ryan back up into 8th.
Nice pass for Ryan Seams. Kyle Martin still up 2 positions. Brent Meckes is up 6 in the drop of the green flag. Your biggest mover, though, in this race now, guys, Jeff Edgar. He started 23rd. He's up in the 13th spot, just minding his own business.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job. He was doing good at Long Beach there towards the end. He got up in the top 15. I think he got up as high as like 12th or so. He's shown a lot of improvement this year. It's nice seeing some of these guys that's been here now for about 2 or 3 seasons and starting to see the improvements in XCAL.
Absolutely. Want to take an opportunity while we're at to let you know that got some new items up at the XCAL Racing web shop. We've got, we obviously told you about the Ryan Seams fan club shirt. We also have an Austin Edwards mug, as well as a 25th career XCAL victory gamer pad, which is pretty cool. And we also got a special shirt, Eat, Sleep, XCAL, Repeat, for $19.95 on the XCAL Racing web shop. And we are trying to get a search box up there. If you want to check out more things, xcalracing.com/shop. We got things from XCAL Racing to AI art to Whale PD to First and 15 and a whole lot more.
Interesting note is that Jonathan Bronson had gotten a pretty big lead on Austin Edwards, but Austin has broken away from Matt Bear and is now 3.5 seconds back in second place, but he is reeling him in slowly but surely. Matt Bear pulling away from him. Now Matt is 3 seconds behind. Noah Carpenter in fourth is actually reeling Matt in as well now.
I think it's, you know, guys, when Austin knew the draft with Matt wasn't working, he had to pass him as he knows he's got a blazing fast car today.
Well, I mean, right now, I mean, is not the time to be tearing the car up and abusing it. Just see what you need to improve on, where you need to make adjustments, because we do have a midway caution. So you know you're shooting for something. Just stay on the lead lap and step towards the front, and then get him on the second half, because the second half of the race is all that matters.
Yeah, as long as you stay on the lead lap here, I think you're still in this fight. And we've still got 15 cars on the lead lap, plus 3 drivers that stand to be waved around when that caution comes out right now. So as long as Jonathan Bronson stays where he's at, and you know, guys like Matt Pelletier don't get lapped here, there's some guy, we'll end up with 18 cars back on the lead lap at the halfway point.
Austin Edwards could catch 2 guys, Jonathan Bronson, in the next 3 to 5 laps on average. He ran a second lap 1 second better last lap.
Yeah, and when you get so far out front, at times it's harder to keep your pace. But when you're chasing something, you're going faster. Like with me, I suck at qualifying. My entire life I've sucked at qualifying, in real life racing, everything. But when I'm put out on a track and I see objects around me and I'm given something to chase, it's just like you don't think about it no more. You're going for something. So I don't know if that's going on with Bronson and Edwards, or if Bronson's saving, or what. It could be a couple different things.
Absolutely.
Plus, Bronson is going to be getting up here into some lap traffic.
Yes, you're right. Those next drivers he is approaching, Matt Pelletier and Joe Campbell. Those are the next 2. Jeff Edgar are part of the next 3.
There's a lot of them up here, actually. I mean,
yeah.
11th on back really could go a lap down before we hit that halfway.
Martin Meckes again for 9th.
You have to wonder, too, will pit stops put more cars a lap down, or will they end up getting, if one of the leaders has a problem on pit road, that could put several more cars back on the lead lap.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, definitely could.
So like I said, though, I mean, I think you're going to actually have about 2.5 stops here before the yellow. I think there's going to be that splash and go or something. And that's gonna play into it here.
McRicken and Mecca's still trying to run down Ryan Seams, but Seams is pulling away. Interesting to note that Seams had a 10-second slower pit stop than 10 or more seconds actually than everybody in front of him. So I wonder, could he have taken on a little bit of extra fuel here? Could that be a good strategy move? Will that pay off, or was that just mistakes on pit road?
Or did he break out the XCAL piss bottle? You can find it at the XCAL web shop too.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah, it could be that too. You never know. So, also got another race in the back of the pack too. Jared Heasley and Derek Colson. They've been in incidents today, just riding it out and having fun. But Colson, you know him. He's a guy that never quits.
You know, Heasley went way back early on at Long Beach. You see him letting Colson back by. I don't think Heasley is out of this yet. I think he's playing this safe to that first caution. Or to that one caution, rather. And I think we'll see him move up through all the lap cars. Then it's just going to come down to, can he put himself in position to get a lap back at some point?
Yeah, that really well could be the factor too here.
The leaders have just hit that heavy, Jonathan Bronson is in that heavy lap traffic, and it's allowing Austin to close in really, really quickly. This is going to come down to who is faster through lap traffic.
Let's watch this too. Keep in mind, if you're about to go a lap down, you can race the drivers. If you're 2 laps down or more, you have to let them through. Bronson's talking like he's having a lot of fun there, Chad. He just said, "Hi, Joe." He's giving a nice little virtual wave or something. I guess you could say that, at least.
I mean, that's pretty ballsy to do to a guy that you're lapping. Because Joe could just easily say hi back to the right rear there and say bye too as he drives by. So that's something Bronson. Yeah, he's a teammate of mine, but that's something you're gonna have to learn. Them young kids, man, they talk a little too quick at times. Because I know if I was Joe, I'd contemplate doing it.
See, he puts a lap that time on
Chase Johnson.
Chase Johnson, the 26. Let's go back to Martin and Mackis. As Mackis looks like he's just going to be patient on Martin. Doesn't really want to make a move, or if not, pressure him into making a mistake here.
Now here's the interesting thing. Bronson coming up to lap Jeff. Jeff owns Bronson's car. Is Jeff just going to tell him, you better not pass me and put me a lap down?
I think there'd be another conversation about that 18 car closing in on him, though.
Yeah. Tell you what, Jeff, he's worked real hard this year, more than even last year. Brent Mekis, I can only speak for them guys. I'm not being biased. Just because I work with them. Them two have worked very, very hard to come back this year and have good runs, and it's shown. Other guys, Ryan Seams had a good year last year too, but he's been putting the pressure on. He's been running very well. So it's just like I said earlier, it's nice to see these guys, their hard work starting to pay off, and we're seeing better results out of it.
Good evening to Kevin, who just dropped into the chat there. How's it going, buddy? There we go. Bronson gets around Godino going into turn 1. That's got to be one of the gutsiest moves we've seen into 1 since lap 1.
Edwards had a small issue getting past both Chase and Joe Campbell. So that nearly got a little bit risky there for sure.
Didn't seem to affect him time-wise, but yeah.
I want to mention one more thing too. Actually, we'll mention it when we come back from break. We won't go to it yet at the moment, but a very patient race, very quiet race here at the moment in the first ever road course race at Kansas. Gives you a lot of similarities right now at the moment, guys, to when they raced it on the Daytona road course. I think, what was it, 2 seasons ago?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep, 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, that one was definitely a fun one to watch, too. Bigger car count, though, at the time. So let's go back to Martin and Mackis, that race for 9th. That's been getting good. Actually, let's focus on another battle. Jeff Edgar has started to reel in Jose Gaudino just piece by piece.
Yeah, and these are going to be important battles because we're getting closer and closer to the halfway point. Bronson ain't slowing down. You got to pass as many guys as you can. And then also you got to think about pitting. Short pitting, this and that. I mean, you could lose that wave around while being on pit road. I think we've seen that at Long Beach. Who was it? I think it was Alex Crafter. We thought he was going to get a wave around, but I think he spent too much time on pit road. When Aaron went to give the wave arounds, Alex didn't get it, and cost him his race.
Absolutely. You don't want to be doing that, for sure. So as we work lap number 40, Jonathan Bronson, Austin Evers, Matt Bear, Noah Carpenter, Alex Craps for the top 5. Stay with us at Kansas. We go side by side. We are back here at the Kansas Speedway, just a couple moments away here from pit stops. Next week, join us at the Iowa Speedway for XCAL Racing's 100th points event. Yes, you don't want to miss out on that. 350 laps around Iowa Speedway. First time in Iowa. Starts at 7:30 p.m. Pre-race 7:20 p.m. on the networks of Havasuck at iRacing. So glad you could join us here this evening at the Kansas Road Course. Marty Scala alongside Doug Burns, Robert Colgan. Doug, I know you like to ask this a lot, but what are you up to when it comes to drinking tonight?
Oh, I've got my water, my Dr. Pepper, and my Gatorade, so I am good to go there.
I have got Liquid Death with me, but chances are it will be a Corona if the U.S. loses tonight in the baseball classic. That's a Corona NA.
Colgan, what are you drinking?
I think we all know Bush Latte. Oh, McRacken is sliding.
Yeah, like that Tokyo drift. Just took a lesson from Austin Hours, I guess.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, that was fancy.
let's watch that one again.
And Bronson nearly drifted too. That was right in front of the leader.
Bronson was bump drafting him down the straightaway, backed off as they got into one. He was trying to get under Meckus there and just drifts it and through one. What a move by McRacken.
Yeah, that got very tight and very close. But my gosh, what a save. Even with the brakes all locked up and glowing red.
Speaking of drinking, and Doug likes Dr. Pepper, I like Dr. Pepper. Have you tried the new strawberry and cream Dr. Pepper?
I'm not a berry guy, unfortunately.
I have heard about it. I have not had the opportunity to try it because nobody around here seems to have any in. So I have not had the opportunity to try that yet.
Well, I can tell you, it's pretty pimpin'. It's pretty dang good.
All my friends say it's good, but I like Dr. Pepper. I'll drink it on occasion, but I am not a strawberry guy.
Yeah, I like it. It's something different. I mean, that and that new Pepsi Mango, it's pretty good. I like some flavor in there. So I don't drink beer all the time anymore. No.
Yeah, I don't do alcoholic beer. I just do like the NA beers. So like the NA beers I have in my fridge right now, I've got Heineken, Corona, and then I think I've got a Brooklyn Brewing Hoppy Amber beer.
That bear is in the pits from fourth place.
Yep, and first one to hit pit road, and I think he should be able to go 20 laps from here to the caution. I think everybody will be good from this point.
Should be going no issues. 4 tires and fuel.
So I think this is going to be 2 stops per half of the race. And it's Johnson and Bronson and Colson almost getting together there, coming out onto the banking.
Yeah, absolutely. Very tight call for them. Wow, man, I just watched a brief replay of that. Man, they nearly touched.
So with these guys showing that it's going to be a strong 2-stop run, you're a lap car, and they got. Oh, Bronson's coming in.
Yep.
But they got all these cars. They got 8 cars on the lead lap. I mean, you're one of them lap cars. I say you throw some. Maybe don't take as much fuel coming in. I don't know. Do you come in and take more fuel, less fuel? That's the head scratcher.
Yeah, possibly. I'm not too sure.
Well, because see, I believe while we're under caution, like at Long Beach, Aaron gives those wave rounds. So the smart thing to do is spend less time on pit road at that halfway caution. Get in, get out quick, get the wave around, then pit. Or, there's a lot of strategy there.
Could be about to see a lot of this play out here as we start to see these pit stops unwind. I'm a bit surprised to see that. Surprised to see Matt pit as early as he did. Not surprised to see Austin Edwards and Noah Carpenter out here stretching at all. They're going to make dang sure that they do this on 2 stops.
I'm just wondering if Matt's having a problem because as sluggish as he was there, you'd think, okay, saving fuel. But then he pits early. Did he do that though? So he didn't have to take as much fuel? Maybe he's going to gain his ground now by taking less fuel.
Looks like Flying Ryan is also stretching it just a little bit this time.
Now, when you look at this entering the competition caution, this is kind of going to be a lot similar to stage racing that NASCAR had at the road courses when you would go to a caution flag. Obviously, that's not going to happen anymore at the road courses. But what do you want to do? Do you want to pit before the competition caution comes out? That way you can leap yourself ahead of the race lead when we get back to the restart. Or do you want to be the leader at the caution flag, get some fresh tires? How do you look at that?
I think you base it on the performance of your race. Let's take like someone like James Johnson, Ryan Seams. They haven't been as fast to catch Bronson and Edwards in them. So let's make the stop that's going to put us in front of them. Bronson, Edwards, and them, they're more confident. Okay, we've gotten to the front once, we can do it again. So we're fine starting behind those guys. I think you base that all on the performance of your run previous.
Obviously, the issue, the risk you take by pitting early is that you could go a lap down here. Because remember, laps are a minute 26 here, but on pit road, you're at a minute 40 as a whole.
Austin Edwards just gave up the lead, speaking of, so he is on pit road. Noah Carpenter did not come around, did not come down pit road, so he is going to try and come around and get some bonus points here, because I do not believe Noah has led any laps yet.
He's led a lap so far. That was before the first round of pit stop. Let's actually watch Noah Carpenter from the XCAL, or from the How to Suck at iRacing webcam. And Doug, speaking of which, what's coming up on How to Suck at iRacing?
Nowski Nation is back as their season winds down tomorrow night. Sunday morning, GT3 NSS is back, and their season is really starting to ramp up. And they are still recruiting. BRR completed their championship just the other night. Kyle Holden taking the Cup Series title, and DJ the Iceman Kenner taking the Truck Series title. And then, of course, Monday night, Jones BS Racing is back, and we'll be back next week for Iowa for XCAL.
Noah Carpenter, is he going to be coming down here?
Should see him this lap. I haven't heard anything on the radio.
I think he can go one more. He
Possibly.
went 24 on that first run, so he should be able to go one more lap.
Which puts more fuel in the car. Yeah, he's going to do another one.
That's
so,
also
quicker
good.
stop.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Quicker stop, and Noah's playing it smart here.
Trying to get the fresh tires as well and see if the overcut can be used to his advantage. He started in the 4th position in this race. He's been very consistent inside the top 5 throughout the day, guys.
Noah's had a great season so far, though. I mean, he's pretty much been in contention at some point in every race this season. Has had a really great start to this season. Could be a guy to watch as the season goes on, especially if they find a way to slow Austin Edwards down a little bit. Noah Carpenter could definitely be a title contender.
Yeah, I mean, he came in last year halfway point, a little after the halfway point, and he was setting the world on fire with XCAL. He was there and went through the typical struggle, getting so close to win after win after win. I still remember you're watching the Bristol race where he got taken out the night that he got out of doing the dishes, and he was so close to that win and got taken out by a car sitting in the middle of the track. So I think, if Austin Edwards has some bad luck, whenever Noah can capitalize on it, he'll be up there for the championship run.
Absolutely. So Bronson is ahead of Austin Edwards by a huge gap, a 14-second advantage. The undercuts worked really well to Bronson throughout this race today.
Yeah, Carpenter's still staying out there. Gonna be interesting.
I'm wondering, can he? Cause I'm wondering if he came in with enough fuel last time that he saw maybe I can make 1 or 2 extra laps, and he's going to try and extend this. While he's doing this, he's pulling a gap on Bronson just a little bit, but he's also saving a little bit of fuel, putting some cars a lap down.
The next car on the lead lap to lap is Austin Edwards.
Yeah,
so.
This is a good point here, guys, that both of you guys mentioned here. Bronson, and actually Carpenter just on the radio is going to come in this time. Bronson took less fuel than Austin Edwards, a 104 to a 111. Actually, Austin had a bit of a longer stop. if Bronson took less fuel, I think his game plan is to just keep going until he pits. That's when he expects to maybe have really low fuel and then bring the car in. As we've heard reports that Joe Campbell just crashed and he's got some good damage.
Let's take a look at that one. Joe coming down, it looks like in towards the horseshoe. No, coming out onto the bank. Oh, he got a little too much of the rumble strip. Almost gets the car. Yeah, he does get the car stopped and off the keeps it off the wall and comes back out. Oh, that was a hard hit. Was that? I could not tell who that was he got into.
That was Chase Johnson.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't 100% sure. Chase not showing any significant damage, but obviously Joe is. And McRecken has had a problem as well here.
This is entering turn number 1, guys, where, oh man, he completely lost it and head on in the safer area.
And McRecken managed to hang on to the front end of the car for now, but that hit back down off the banking probably did not help matters at all. And Noah Carpenter on pit road. Bronson reclaims the lead.
So you see where Carpenter ends out onto the racetrack. It seems like you really want to pit early here and try and use it to your advantage. Seems like playing chicken won't really be key enough.
Ryan Seams is now the first car 1 lap down. It looks like in 8th place. Ryan is still continuing to make his way toward the front, but a big gap. Of course, we talk about these big gaps they've got right now. That's all going to be a race here in a few minutes when that competition caution comes out.
Yeah, and who knows what's going to happen when that comp yellow flies.
I think Chase Bronson or Chase Johnson has something broken on his car.
I mean,
he took that hard hit from Joe. It's looked like he's struggling with the right front.
man, it does look like as he goes off into the banking, that right front is diving, that left front is coming up in the air, and he can't get that car to bite and turn it down. Yeah, something is definitely wrong, and it looks like he is coming to pit.
I think Chase is going to park it for the night.
He might as well. That or fix what you can, go out there and run some laps to see if you can pick up a spot, but there's not really a point.
I think his right front wheel is... no, I thought it was locked up for a minute. It is not, but man, that car is a bit messed up. Also on pit road, Kyle McRecken Martin.
Yeah, it just really hasn't been working for one bit, and Martin just actually had his chat disabled. First time we've seen that this evening. The race has developed for third though here, guys. Noah Carpenter all over Matt Bear, so we haven't seen a race in front of the field in a while.
This is going to be kind of important once they get to... Oh, is Matt is really pushing it. We've seen him get loose there coming out of the horseshoe several times, but you know, after that competition, once that competition caution comes out, getting to your pit stall could be key here for the second half of this race. Could give you a bit of an advantage. So,
Yeah,
go ahead, Colby.
I think Matt's kind of saving his stuff here. I mean, there's no point in driving hard here. I mean, you're going to be up in the top 5. Why damage anything? I think he's doing a smart thing here. I think Matt Bear has a lot left for tonight from what we've seen.
Does the Mad Bear have enough to get up there and get it done tonight, though? I mean, he obviously has something left. He's playing it a little bit more carefully than what we're used to seeing out of him, but does he have enough left up there to get up there and run down Bronson and Edwards?
It's going to be really tough, though, guys, but luckily that competition caution, like we mentioned, Jose Godino's crash, that competition caution will come out on lap 16 to just let somebody wakes Aaron up, but it will definitely help out the drivers that are on the lead lap. Looking at Godino on the replay. Got loose in the exit of turn 1 and just lost the car for a bit.
That could have been bad if he went another inch to the left.
Yeah, here he is headed down into turn 1. He has the bobble as soon as he comes off the banking. But yeah, you were right, Colgan. That was so close on the left-hand side, and it took him a minute to get that car gathered up.
Absolutely. As we look as well throughout this field, at the moment we're working lap number 53. We'll do our full field rundown here in just a bit. But Johnson and Meckes is the best race on track we're watching for 9th.
Great job by Jim getting back up here.
Yes, and again, we've been talking about it throughout the day with Brent. He's been very patient here throughout this race.
And right now, I mean, both of them are sitting in wave round spots. I don't see Bronson catching Gilliott unless he makes a mistake. So just run each other clean. Seems Johnson and Meckes, they should be able to get the wave round. But like I said, under caution, that stuff can change. And we know Jose, he's always got a trick up his sleeve. He could pull something off here and get the wave round.
He does. He knows how to pull these sneak attacks up, I guess you could say that.
And how interesting is this next restart going to be, as wide as we can see? Because I think they were a little laid back on the initial start of the race, but when you go back green, you know it's for the dub. We're going to see some interesting racing going back down into turn 1 on a green.
Yeah, remember all those drivers were 4 wide or so at the start of the race going into turn number 1. It could get crazy once again.
We've been given time to piss each other off. You get around the wrong guy that you made mad, you might be going through that grass.
Absolutely, could see some possible paybacks too. A lot of cars dealing with some contacts here throughout the day.
Noah Carpenter is quite a ways back from the leaders now in 3rd place, but he has a lot of speed. He's actually in the green reeling them in.
You know what, though? If I was Noah, I'd be saving as much fuel as I can still, sitting there in 3rd spot. We get a yellow flag. He gets back up on the bumper of Edwards and Bronson. He takes less fuel than they do. He comes out 1st place out of the pits.
Great point there, Robert. And he does have a small buffer zone on Matt Bear at the moment. Last lap was a 1:25.21 for Noah Carpenter. Bronson ran a 1:25.43.
We haven't seen anyone get mad yet and stop at the start-finish line and walk off either. So.
Okay, let's just deal with the elephant in the room on that one. NASCAR's penalty was crap.
Kyle Busch has done it.
I would have said probation and a fine. Because he legit parked the car. That's what he did.
Yeah, they told him park it. Kyle Busch did it in the middle of pit road. No penalty. I remember, I remember Brad Kay. He got taken out by Kyle Busch actually in an Xfinity race. He got right hooked at Michigan, if I remember right, and he ran from his car down to their pit just to point his finger at him.
That was the Xfinity race at Kansas where he said, "Hey guys, I'm going to whoop your butt."
Yeah, I don't think he would have stood a chance, but I like the enthusiasm.
If only we would have gotten a chance to see Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski fight. We know they hate each other. I would have loved to see them exchange some blows. That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nice seeing the two scrappy guys growing up younger, watching them grow up, and now they've become veterans of the sport where their voice is starting to matter and their opinions are starting to make sense. And it's kind of weird. It makes me feel old. I mean, it makes me feel old watching Kevin Harvick retire this year.
I
Yeah,
watched
I mean-
one driver from the year he started as a rookie all the way through to the completion of his career. Actually, I watched two drivers for the same team do it. I don't want to hear it. Because one of them started in 94. At Atlanta, at Richard Petty's final race.
Jeff Gordon.
Oh, you
no?
mean 92.
That, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yep.
Yep, Gordon.
Boy, I'd have to go back and see. Well, Jeff Burton, what year did he start? He started in 90.
He was in the 90s, I know that.
Yeah, because that was my guy. That was my guy.
96, I think.
I thought it was earlier than that. I was thinking like 93 or 94 maybe, or somewhere around there.
I think, obviously for me, it's Jimmy Johnson, but technically... that
Boy,
doesn't
you're
count.
young.
Yeah, obviously I'm young, but he's still a 7-time champ.
Well, who can answer in the chat when Jeff Burton's first year was? Because as a fan, I can't even remember.
I can look it up.
I'm going to
got
say
a
it was like
computer.
93 or something.
I got a computer next to me. We'll look it up here. The Mayor's first Cup race was in 1993, the Slick 5300.
Yep. There you go. There's another one on your list, Doug.
Yeah.
There's another one.
No, please
Well,
don't, because I don't want to have to go take ibuprofen.
Man, you keep looking more up, you're going to put Duggan in the rest home.
No.
Greg Biffle.
Yeah. Well,
man,
then we got Ward Burton, too.
Oh, yeah, the catskidsteerloader.com and go see that bleeping guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
Well,
that couple of years that Rouse brought out a bunch of rookies in
Yeah.
the mid 90s and just
Oh, the mid-90s.
I still remember being a kid cheering for Kyle Busch racing in the Craftsman Truck Series only because he was close to my age and he
was
started with
16 at
Roush.
the time. And
Yep.
then, I think
The Kyle
Croc
Busch
ran
rule. Yep, they blocked him.
down. Yep. Yeah, I had the pole at Auto Club. I think that was that race, and then
Yep, and one of the excuses was because Marlboro was the sponsor. And,
yep. And thank
Um,
goodness, the smoking tobacco people got out of NASCAR in exchange for Nextel.
yep.
I was watching some old Nextel commercials today because of the cool days, the walkie-talkie days. So. Anyway, while we're at it, let's get to a full field rundown. This full field rundown brought to you by How to Suck at iRacing. Doug, I'm going to do the top 15, and you can take the rest of them. So right now, at the moment, we've got Jonathan Bronson. Pardon me, he's currently your race leader on lap number 58 of 127. Austin Everts rising second in points and coming in. He is just about 18 seconds behind. Noah Carpenter's trying to work that overcut, maybe even try and save some fuel. He runs in the third position. Matt Barris led some laps as well. He left it early. He rides in the fourth spot. Alex Krapser started seventh. He rounds out the top five. 3.8 seconds behind him in sixth. Billy Snodgrass. He started in 13th. Jeremy Gilliatt is running in the seventh position. The new driver of the 00 today, Ryan Seams. He is scored in eighth. Ninth belongs to Jim Johnson. He is tied with Jeff Edgar for the biggest mover in the race, each of 11 spots. Brett Meckes rounds out the top 10. Talked with Jose Gaudino earlier in this race. He is running in 11th. Jeff Edgar, nice run up to mid-pack. He is in the 12th spot. Matt Pelletier in the 13th position in his return. Albert Hewitt's not been a fun day for him after starting in the 5th position. He is 14th. Gerald Thanos Pool rounds out the top 15. Doug?
Sean Patrick again. The Sean's having no luck here tonight. Currently running in 16th. Scott Gilliatt, quiet night. Just riding around here currently in 17th. Jared Heasley has started gaining some ground in 18th place. Making his way up. Derek Colson currently running in 19th. Joe Campbell was running up near the top 10. Had that incident earlier. Now sits in 20th. Kyle McRecken Martin currently runs 21st. Chase Johnson, really rough night in 22nd. Sean Andrews out of the race in 23rd. And I do want to point out something I found hilarious. But if you look at Matt Bear, in the top right-hand corner of his information there, interesting call out there. Retzlaff not here tonight. Could Matt Bear be the reason?
Possibly. That's interesting. Who knows? So, anyway, while we were at a couple things to mention, don't forget to go to the XCAL Racing web shop at www.xcalracing.com/shop for all things XCAL Racing. Brand new shirt in stock. Eat, sleep, XCAL, repeat at $20. Free shipping on all U.S. orders. XCALRacing.com/shop. Sim Racer Hub is our official statistician of XCAL Racing. They bring us the individual driver statistics on XCALRacing.com. All powered by Sim Racer Hub. If you want to work recently, Sim Racer Hub do all the work for you so you don't have to. And finally, if you want to be a super fan of XCAL Racing, subscribe to our XCAL Racing Patreon page. Go to patreon.com/XCAL Racing. Remember, adult content must be 18 or older to join, if not 21 or older to join. Well, we work on lap number 60, couple laps away for the competition caution. Jonathan Bronson, Austin Edwards, Noah Carpenter, Matt Bear, Alex Stratford, your top 5. Stay with us here in Kansas. We go side by side. Just about a lap away for the competition caution here at the Kansas Speedway. The XCAL Racing Web Shop 300 from the Kansas Road Course. Marty Scale alongside Doug Burns, Robert Colgan. Don't forget to tune in next week. We got a fun one for you. XCAL's 100 points event. Yes, get the cake and balloons ready at the Iowa Speedway. That cake may have corn too. Who knows what's going to happen. Green flag 7:30 p.m. Pre-race at 7:20 on the networks of How to Suck at iRacing. Again, like I said, we should be reaching the competition caution in just about a half lap from now. Jonathan Bronson has put on a clinic here at the moment with a 20.5-second advantage on Austin Edwards, guys.
How many times have we seen anybody run away from Austin Edwards? Once, maybe twice? Bronson is doing a great job.
He definitely is, for sure.
Looks like he's taking some notes.
Absolutely. So we reach lap 63. This should be the competition caution right here.
He might have been going to the end of lap 63. I noticed it was noted as lap 63, but I know some groups and some individuals say the end of the halfway lap, so that could be why we haven't seen a caution.
Possibly. Austin Evers led early in this one, then he made a mistake in turn 1, and then Jonathan Bronson has pretty much taken the lead ever since, guys. And you don't see Edwards make mistakes like that often.
No, he might feel the pressure tonight here. Bronson's run very smooth, but he still has to run a whole another half. And he's going to have Edwards right up his ass, too.
Yes.
And Carpenter, and Bear, and Crafter. And Snodgrass. You got 6
So, yeah.
very stout guys.
7-2 if you include Jeremy Gilliak. He's on the lead lap. And then we'll have 3 drivers that should receive a wave around. Seems Johnson and Meckes, we expect, when we get to the competition caution.
I don't think... Go ahead.
We'll see Bronson really challenged here when we come to this restart, if he restarts as the leader. So here we come, competition caution. And there it is.
There it is. I feel like one of those 3 guys is going to be shuffled out for the wave around, though. Seems Johnson and Meckes, one of them I feel like is going to get shuffled out. I feel like Gardino and Edgar both have a trick up their sleeve on pit strategy. And Gardino, I'm favoring, maybe gets in there and gets a wave around.
Yeah, I would. Remember when we had Long Beach a couple weeks ago, nobody got a wave around. I believe they were in the pits at the time.
Yeah, you got to
So
wonder.
while we are at it, and now that we are underneath the caution flag, let's take an opportunity to talk with a hometown Iowa boy in advance of next week, and that, of course, is Kyle Bartles getting set here to race next week at Iowa. Kyle, your home track, you excited, man?
I am. I actually kind of forgot that was next week already. I was thinking before this race here, I'm like, man, I wonder what track we're at. Then right when this race started, I was already focused with the guys in our chat there. So that's awesome. I'm ready to kick some butt at Iowa.
Absolutely, we're excited to see you back once again. What have you been thinking about this race at Kansas? I know you haven't. I know you're not in it, but I know you've been watching and taking some notes of the racing we've seen.
It's actually not too bad. Unfortunately, just a couple of guys, just kind of strung away there a little bit. But one of them's our teammate there, and that's good. Bronson's been kicking some butt, and just chilling a little bit. Otherwise, Jeff's having a good night. I've seen Crapser. He's been kind of holding the top 5. I know he's not our teammate, but he's been doing good. It's just a good race. It's different. Actually, I live in Kansas City now, so Kansas. Kind of my second home track here, but unfortunately, just couldn't make it tonight. Had other priorities. Didn't think I was going to make it, and the length was just a little too long. So opted to sit this one out, but next week for sure going to be doing Iowa. So.
Yeah, definitely. Very excited for that one. What do you think about that race? Obviously, it's a flat track, kind of like Richmond, but this is a track where you have so many grooves. It's like if you took Michigan or Auto Club, and it was a baby.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of side by side for like laps. How many laps is it? I forgot to look.
350, I believe. When
350, I think you're about right. Yeah, that's gonna. I'd say probably about 325, and I'm going to be side-by-side with just one person the whole race, I believe. But it's going to be great racing. Iowa usually shows a lot of, great racing throughout all the other series. And I've not been on a street stock I've not tried a street stock on Iowa yet. So tomorrow night probably my first night doing that. So that'd be exciting. So, yeah.
All right. Well, before we let you go, who you want to give shout-outs to?
Of course, Fastlane Motorsports, Robert.
Gosh.
You haven't spoke to me the whole time in here. Gosh, make me all sad. Robert does a great job. When he's not racing, he's in here with the broadcast with you guys. Wish I could do this more, but I'm not good like you guys, so I suck. Shout out to XCAL web shop. You know, if you're guys watching this, check out the website. There's some good merch on there. You can get one of my T-shirts, I believe, still, because you know I'm an XCAL winner now. Cool. So, but yeah, there's that. Shout out Fastlane's XCAL web shop and Robert for helping you guys out, and you guys too. Doug's in here every week, and Marty, you're here when you can. So I get you have other things too. We have also have outside life, but yeah, thanks guys. So.
All right, sounds good. Kyle, we'll let you go. Enjoy the rest of this one.
Yep, you two guys, thanks.
That's Kyle Gardos. Looking forward to seeing him next week into the return at Iowa, but we got pit stops taking place, guys.
Ryan Seam stayed out, guys.
I was just looking at that, Robin, and
Okay, Batman.
and he is getting waved around. Now the question is, the laps with the pace truck, could he have enough time to get to pit road and get a full 4-tire and fuel stop? I mean, he's back on the lead lap now. He's back in the hunt. He's been fast. I don't know. Could he get it done here tonight?
Yeah,
Possibly. Who knows?
But see, very smart. That's what I was saying. Them guys all that pitted, they should have stayed out just that extra lap, and then to get the wave around, you're back in the hunt. You've broken a lap away from everyone behind you, and then you can still pit. Seems still probably going to get a full fuel pit here too.
Should be coming to 2 to green this time.
Seems is headed to pit road now. I'm looking to see. And it looks like Noah Carpenter is being, at the moment, scored as the leader. We'll have to wait and see how it shakes out. But
yeah, so him and Austin Edwards were in pit road for 45 on the stop for 45 and 52 seconds, respectively. So something tells me that they just topped off on fuel, which I don't know about.
Pulled up the track map here so you can see where the pace car is in 3 and 4 as Ryan Seams' right side's going on. He has got to get that car back up off pit road. Left sides are up now. This is going to be really insanely close for Flying Ryan. He's getting that second take of fuel in right now.
I think it'll be all right.
Well, they're coming to the start-finish line right now.
Come on, Ryan, go, go, go.
He's got it. He's going to pull it off and maintain the lead lap.
Man, good for Ryan there. That's a huge.
Jim Johnson went to pit road with the rest of the field. He did not get a lap back, so 8th place Ryan Seams. There are 8 cars on the lead lap. There will not be another opportunity for waiver rounds here tonight.
Unless we get a big old pile up, but no one can get through. I mean, that's what I mean. Yeah, that one caution, I would have risked a lot there. Because getting that one lap back means everything here.
Looking to see if there's any really big shakeups during this pit cycle. Derek Colson now up 7 spots. Jeff Edgar's up to 13th. Now Jose Godino is just coming into pit road. It's just hit his pit stall.
He might be topping off.
Could very well be.
Wondering if we're going to delay the caution here.
He did just top off because he was only in his stall for 6.8 seconds. So that was either topping off on fuel or getting some repairs, but I didn't see anything on Jose's car. That might be a brilliant strategy there.
Yeah, I mean, there's 14 cars, back to 14th, one lapped out. So that's as far as he'll go back, I think. So give up a couple spots.
So we are set for the restart. Let's reset the field. Austin Edwards and Noah Carpenter, row 1, with Carpenter as the leader. Jonathan Bronson and Matt Bear, row number 2. Billy Snodgrass in 5th. Jeremy Gilliatt restarts in 6th. Alex Krebser on the outside. He will be scored in the 6th position. Yep, they're just trying to rack everybody up. Craps are outside row number 3. Inside Jeremy is Billy Snodgrass. 7th, Jeremy Gilliard, and Ryan Seams will be tail end in 8th position. Keep in mind, I don't know if Seams will be able to make the pack up here.
Oh yeah, he's almost there.
Yeah, they're in 3 and 4. He's about to come to the banking. I think he's going to be fine. And I think it could be a Days of Thunder thing for Seams here. It could be he may hit the green flag at max speed here. He might get to come flying by everybody. I don't think he will, but you never know.
It'd probably be smarter if he didn't.
Well, I mean, if you did and you found that high line and you got a hole there, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
here
gonna
we
be
come.
interesting to start.
Back to the green flag. Back underway. Second half here at Kansas.
Now, I am watching. Seams is at full speed when he catches up. So when they get off into turn 1, man, Seams has caught the field.
Yes. Bronson 3 wide for the lead. Shallow entry into 1. Better drive off on exit is Carpenter for right now. Could go 3 wide in the cake. No, they have second thoughts about it. Bronson back in second. How about Billy Snodgrass up into third on that restart? Tries to make his way through Austin Edwards. Derek Colson has crashed it. He kept it going. Nope, he spun it in turn number 1. Carpenter with a half a car length advantage on Jonathan Bronson. Then it's Edwards third, Snodgrass fourth, Alex Krapser up to 5th. Matt Bear may be the biggest loser here in this scenario, guys.
Yeah, the Mad Bear lost a lot of ground on this restart. They're stacked up nose to tail. He is still side by side with Krapser. Bear gets a little bit better run off the turn, carries a little bit more momentum down, and manages to hold on to 6th place, or on to 5th place rather, right in front of Krapser. But man, Matt, who for a guy who was really fast earlier in this race, lost a lot of ground there.
Let's watch Bronson closely all over the spoiler of Carpenter. He's so good at utilizing the draft to his advantage. Does he pull out a line here below the white? No, Carpenter throws the block on Bronson. Does Bronson make his way to the inside? Yes, he does. He'll try the shallow entry again into 1. Outbreaks Carpenter big time. Great corner from Bronson, but can he hold on to it? Carpenter counters back on corner exit, and they're wheel to wheel in the cake. Carpenter has to let off. Bronson takes the lead back on lap 69. What a nice move.
We had
a big an incident with Gerald Poole, and it looks like Jared Heasley.
Yep.
Yeah, they all scattered there.
See what happened as they go off in. There was a slow car. Gerald has to go way wide. Heasley also goes way wide, but they don't have a wreck, and it looked like the 21 was just extremely slow getting into turn 1. Worth noting, Ryan Seams has he hasn't picked up any positions, but he has overtaken a lot of the back markers and lagged traffic, and there's a car stopped. I think it's Scott Gilliard.
Yeah, Gilliard went wild there in the corner. Oh, nope, actually it may have been Pelletier. Pelletier spun on corner exit. It got really wild entering the oval part of the track.
Let's take a look at that replay. Gilliard getting set. Oh, he was trying to set up for the turn. Loses the back end under braking. Manages to get it gathered up, but Scott Gilliard apparently had an issue as well. Back behind. That is the 21 car, and it looks like the 21 is just having some issues here in the second half. We didn't hear a whole heck of a lot about him in the first one. He goes way wide coming out onto the banking. Even a little bit of a drift there.
I think that's this is all a product that, you know, we had such a long green flag run, everyone's muscle memory getting back in the swing of things. Now we stopped the race. Now we got to start all back over. Guys are overdriving the cars because they're not used to, you know, getting back up to momentum. But I gotta say, the smartest move of the race tonight goes to Ryan Seams so far. I cannot believe no one else stayed out and picked up on 2 weeks ago at Long Beach when they gave the wave around under caution. Ryan Seams is the only guy that picked up on that, and he's going to capitalize off of it. He's probably going to finish at worst 8th place tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, J&S team in the Discord right now, I think they had that plan figured out for Seams, as he was one of the 3 eligible. Told him stay out with the way pit road is and how long it takes to use caution laps to get around under caution, I should say, at Kansas. And so Seams able to stay on the lead lap and 8.
Yeah, I mean, he's a whole lap ahead of 9th place right now. So just run your race. Oh, Bronson really messed up getting to 1.
Opens up the door perhaps for Austin Edwards as he closes in. Bronson had a nice gap on the 18, but it all could change here.
And it tightened up the top 5 as they spread out, headed toward the horseshoe. It's going to get sketchy here. Carpenter looks to the inside on Bear. He's going to bring Billy Snodgrass with him.
What a pass here, but it's going to get interesting in this right left-hander, the chicane, I guess you could say. Snodgrass with the preferred line here, but Bear with it in the left-hander, and Snodgrass lets off to be safe. Then sorry, he knows it's not a passing zone, but I think Bear just moved Carpenter up the racetrack. There was a bump. I saw some sparks fly, guys.
Yeah, I have to agree. It did look like Bear got into Carpenter just a little bit. And now it's a drag race down the back straightaway. Noah will have the advantage. Pulled back ahead. Man, that got sketchy quick. The top 5 really packed back up, but now you've got Austin Edwards and Jonathan Bronson starting to pull away again.
And it really opened up a huge gap. But yeah, you mentioned a huge gap between Edwards and Carpenter. 1.6 seconds with that contact. Bear's all over that spoiler. Tries to slingshot underneath into turn number 1. Snodgrass lets off early in case the 2 get into it with each other. Carpenter messes up. Bear messes up too. It's 3 on. Bear goes sideways. In the grass he goes. He loses so many spots. He's down to the 6th spot. Ryan Seeds has brought the 0-0 in. I'm not too sure what for.
Watching Seams roll down pit road here. I have no earthly idea. He had a long enough stop to get tires and to get fuel. He's going to lose that lap he gained here.
Man, what happened? No damage to the car, nothing?
He's up,
Changing
right
tires.
sides. What?
He's got a plan. Does he have a plan to maybe get away from all that traffic he's around, pit, and then run his own race? But the leaders are coming.
I mean, if he takes right sides only, he could come back out pretty quickly. No, left sides are up. He's getting 4 tires and fuel. This has got to be a really gutsy strategy move here. You know there's not going to be any more cautions pretty much at this point as the field starts to spread themselves out.
It's a long stop.
It's either going to be the most brilliant move in XCAL racing history, or it's going to be the worst move in XCAL racing.
Here he comes.
I don't know if I like. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, he's up there with the. I don't know. I mean, he's got me scratching my head here. I mean,
Bold strategy, Cotton. We'll see if it pays off. He's actually stuck up with the leaders now. He is a lap down, and now Jim Johnson, Brent Mekas, Jeff Edgar are closing in. He's going to have to do a little battling here before long if he doesn't pull away.
Let's watch the race for third here. Carpenter all over Snodgrass as they make their way to the right left-hander. Get as much room, as much curb as possible.
And you know what's happening while they're battling this out, Marty? Austin and Bronson are just driving away.
Absolutely. 3.3 seconds is the gap. Again, Bronson looking for win number 1 of the season, if I recall correctly.
Yep.
Back to the race for third. Does Carpenter slingshot off the corner? He does. Snodgrass tries to throw the block, which he does. They nearly hook. Now what happens in turn 1? This is where it gets crazy.
Oh.
Snodgrass outbreaks Carpenter. I think he's going to try and force the 10 to a mistake here. But Snodgrass with a smooth turn 1. Carpenter looks inside and Snodgrass shuts the door again.
Worth noting that Crapser is gaining back on them. So he's going to be back in this fight before long. Matt Bear is not far behind either. He's going to be back in this battle. And of course, Ryan Seams is mixed up in here, and McRecken has crashed again.
And this may be a harder one for Kyle. Nope, he's got the car back going.
But man, McRecken, it looked promising early on. He was working his way up. He just overshoots turn one in a big, big way. And holy crap, that was a gutsy rejoin.
Yeah, nearly took out 2 or 3 other drivers in the process.
One of them, Scott Gilliott, has been having problems all night. In that 21, has been slow through that corner. If he hadn't have been, I think McRecken's night would have ended there.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at an aerial shot here of the race for third here from the Countersuck iRacing Blink Cam.
Yeah, and while we're looking for it, if you haven't checked us out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and the YouTubes and all the things, definitely want to check out Facebook. There are pictures of our newest member, Tatum Tanksley. Go check that out. That is a cute baby. It does look like Snodgrass gets a better run out of the turn. And he has definitely been out-braking Noah Carpenter. Could this... well, Noah outbrakes him big time into the horseshoe.
Yeah, that got wild there for sure. Derek Colson's also crashed once again. That's in the horseshoe as well. We just letting a driver go. Let's go back to that race for the lead. Edwards all over that spoiler of Bronson. And you see, look at this. Edwards going to use some banking. Bronson decides not to. Very surprising here, guys.
Yeah, these two, they're just in their own world, watching third and fourth battle it out. Maybe those two going to try to get away from everybody else, get on their own strategy, and race it out.
And there's the bumper to Bronson. Austin saying, what do you want my bump draft?
I don't actually think Austin's trying to really pass here. We've seen Austin do this before. He'll get behind somebody and just draft them.
Look at this. Forces him to go the long way around. What does this do on corner exit for the 18? There's nothing. Bronson hangs on.
I think Edwards is maybe trying to make Bronson race out of his rear view. We've seen, I think it was Edwards did it to Turpin at Long Beach. Turpin ever shot one.
Yeah, Turpin massively overshot one. Ended up having to do a 360 in that runoff area.
Yeah, something we don't usually see. So we're seeing some things we don't usually see. We've seen Austin Edwards make a couple little mistakes tonight. And he's been struggling. He's not the guy controlling the race like he usually is. And third and fourth, even fifth and sixth, they've caught back up to the top two.
Yeah, they have. They've run him down. Chase Johnson has had problems again as well. But, man, yeah, the third and fourth, fifth and sixth, they're closing in on the leaders now. The top two were pulling away for a while. And it looks like Austin is content for the moment to try and push Bronson back away. But it's not enough. Billy Snodgrass is pulling Noah Carpenter back up into their draft.
Absolutely. That could be pivotal here. We've completed 76 laps at the moment. See what happens. Edwards lets him go. Snodgrass nearly with her on the inside as they're being patient for right now. Edwards nearly gives Bronson the bump. Snodgrass throws Edwards the bumper, and they make contact off the third one. Here comes Noah Carpenter. He takes third.
Gotta wonder, I was sitting here wondering, Edwards I think was saving a little bit there, but I think it's hurting because it's bringing those guys back up to him. Wrong thing happens.
Snodgrass, though, tries to fight back, longer way around, tucks it back in line. Does he crisscross on corner exit? He does not. Matt Bear tries to pull up to the quarter panel of Snodgrass, who's sideways off the corner but saves it.
This is getting a bit sketchy out there, and I'm betting some folks are getting a little bit frustrated with what's happening here, especially with as much 50 laps still to go around here. These guys have to be still trying to keep these cars around, and Noah Carpenter looking for second place on Austin Edwards.
Around the outside, you don't see that often. Noah Carpenter with a big pass, and he got a push from Billy Snodgrass. Nice slipstream pass. Now can he pull up to Bronson for the race lead? Snodgrass gives Edwards a little bit of a push as we come up to complete lap 77. Snodgrass looks underneath. Edwards throws the block past the Geico restart zone. And again, what happens into turn number 1? It got crazy last lap between the two. Snodgrass sends it in. Does he go past Noah Carpenter? Carpenter with a nice entry. Snodgrass another better entry. He closes it on the 42.
We got a road race here tonight.
I thought
And now-
Snodgrass was going to get a little bit of Noah Carpenter there on turn 1 like we saw with Austin Edwards a lap before. Great save and great driving to keep that bumper out of the car in front of you.
Your top 6 drivers, all nose to tail, under a blanket at the moment. We haven't seen anything like this in XCAL racing in a while, if not ever.
Worth,
You know, go ahead.
I was just going to say, worth pointing out, we talked about Ryan Seam's weird strategy. You know, he is with this lead pack right now. He has pulled a gap. Jim Johnson was right there just a few laps ago. Ryan now has a 6-second lead, and he is gaining ground on 7th place Jeremy Gilliott. So, you know, we may be questioning this one the rest of the race, but as of right now, Ryan Seam's strategy is paying off.
Look at this. Bronson decided to weave down the back straight and may cost him. Carpenter long way around off turn number 4, and it's side by side to the line. It's Bronson at the stripe, but he'll have another shallow entry into turn number 1. What's going to happen here? Does Carpenter get the corner he needs? They stay door to door. Carpenter sends it. Bronson hangs on. You can't go side by side for this long. Or can you? Carpenter takes the lead away. Bronson's just having too much fun out there. You can't play games in XCAL racing, and it just paid the price for him there. And oh man, he nearly got turned by Snodgrass. He puts the bumper up there. That's our side by side for second. Snodgrass takes it away. Bronson nearly in the grass. Here comes Edwards for third.
He put himself back in the hornet's nest now. I mean, being out front was the safest place there. I wonder if Brunson's hanging back to save a little bit of fuel maybe, or... Oh, look at Edwards!
Oh, and he gets a bump!
Contact Edwards!
Oh, there's a bumper! Was that Austin's bumper?
That was Matt Bears.
Bears.
Holy crap, what a... wow. Ryan Seam slips by. He keeps his car out of trouble.
That was a hard racing deal from the looks of it. When you look in the left-hander, Austin Edwards sends it in the corner. Snodgrass just doesn't expect it, and they just get bumper to bumper. Edwards isn't happy about it, but at the same time, he's the one that sent it in, so that's hard racing right there.
Watching the replay of this one as they come down that straightaway, and Austin had a good run out of the horseshoe, was starting to make up some ground. He sets up behind. It's a little bit of a draft, and just is going to send it deeper into the turn here than anybody else has all night. When he gets on the brakes, loses the back end, and Snodgrass just gives him a little tap, but Matt Bear was definitely the loser on that deal, losing the front clip.
Near contact for fourth between Krapser and the lap car in Ryan Seams as Austin Evers trying to get through. Now Matt Bear's got that front bumper damage. How will that do to his car straight line speed wise?
That ain't damage, it's gone. I mean, it's just gone. I mean, he's going to be getting a lot of air on that radiator, but I don't know how long that's going to last. This new damage model, never really seen that with a car and be able to continue. So it's going to be very interesting.
We'll see what happens. So we'll step aside and go to break on lap 80. Noah Carpenter, in a wild sequential of events, leads Billy Snodgrass, Jonathan Bronson, Alex Krapser, and Austin Evers. Stay with us as we go side by side. Lap number 82, and we have another development. Austin Edwards and Matt Bear have taken the 18 and 3 into pit road after the wreck that happened entering the oval when Snodgrass got into Edwards and led to an accordion effect.
Matt does have a front bumper back on the car, though.
Absolutely, but it's going to take a couple minutes of repairs.
He's
Think
coming
about
back
how-
out.
Yeah, absolutely. So longer stop than Austin Edwards. Think about, too, where Austin Edwards is. And actually, we got a race for the lead here in turn 1. Snodgrass inside. Can the Road Ringer take it to the point? The answer is yes. Nice pass for Snodgrass. Doug, let's see if we got a replay.
Yeah, watching that, he just sets it up perfectly into turn 1. Has a big run in the draft, gets dead even, then cuts it down. And as soon as he hits the exit, on the gas and clears into the lead for the first time tonight.
Boy, Bear and Edwards are both a lap down right now, too.
Absolutely not good for them one bit.
It is good for one guy. Flying Ryan is now up to 7th and closing in on the Mad Bear. So Ryan seems still looking at a potential top finish, but Mad Bear has caught up to the leaders, and that includes Billy Snodgrass.
Could be some payback waiting, perhaps. Who knows?
I think
On
the
the race
smartest guy
car.
in here was maybe Ryan Seams, and he predicted all this.
Could be. And he's up into 7th, yeah. Could be racing Austin Evers for a spot in a bit. But think about this, too, what this does for Austin Evers. So he's a spot behind Ryan Seams at the moment. That 0-0 is about 150 points behind on Austin Evers, so not a big game. Noah Carpenter could be the biggest winner of this situation, as the gap was 197 points or so entering today. Oh, and now we're hearing Bear say Billy's CS. I guess you know what that means, or I should say a chicken sucker. If we're gonna be
Does
nice.
not sound good for Billy Snodgrass tonight.
No.
And I think those two is a 10 car dropping bombs car. I think they're teammates.
Let me take a look here.
I'm almost positive they're teammates.
Oh my, they are.
There's gonna be some talking.
It's gonna be talking with both of them for sure. Especially if they get into each other, and Bear's closing in fast.
Yeah, Snodgrass had better get going and better put some lap cars between them and better be begging lap cars, hey, would you guys do a little blocking for me here, buddy?
You know who's still got a clean car out of all this and just riding around doing this thing? Alex Crapser. He's got a little ding on the right front. That's it. Riding this nice smooth race in 4th. It's looking good.
Very quiet in this race. He is yet to lead in this race. While we are at it, pardon me, correction. Let's take an opportunity here and give you a full field rundown. Brought to you by How to Suck at iRacing. Just over 40 laps remaining. First off, let's begin with the drivers that we talked about pre-race here at the moment. We began with Matt Bear. He is in the 6th spot, a lap down after that incident, losing the front bumper. Could be going for payback, perhaps. We'll see. Jose Godino is started in 12th. He's currently running in the 12th position. Sean Andrews, the first driver out of the race, in 23rd position. And Ryan Seams, after pitting, he's a lap down. He is in the 7th position. Doug, why don't you give us the top 15?
Billy Snodgrass, as you mentioned, out front, but might want to be a little worried when he looks in the mirror. Noah Carpenter closing in 2nd place. Jonathan Bronson now up to 3rd place, right behind him. Alex Crapser currently running in 4th place. Jeremy Gilliott has quietly made his way up into the top 5 now. The Mad Bear back at 6th, a lap down and trying to, sounds like, get to Billy Snodgrass to have a brief discussion. Ryan Seams on a bit of a different and strange pit strategy, currently runs in 7th place ahead of Austin Edwards. Austin is gaining on him in 8th. Brett Meck is currently running in 9th. Jim Johnson still holds the top 10 spot in 10th. Jeff Edgar, the biggest mover, up 12 spots into 11th. Jose Godino currently holding on to 12th place. Albie Hewins in 13th. Jared Easley has made his way now up into 14th, and Gerald Thanos Poole in 15th.
Sean Patrick, not the day he's wanted. He started in the 9th spot. He is in 16th. Next two drivers started in their positions. Scott Gilly at 17th, Joe Campbell 18th. Some tough days for them. Same with Derek Colson, but up 2 spots. He's in the money in 15th position. Kyle Martin, been a rough and tough day for him. He's down in the 20th spot, and the miserable action continues with a horrible entry into turn number 1. Chase Johnson, day 1 with this version of Kansas in 21st position. 2 drivers out of the race, Matt Pelletier and Sean Andrews.
Yeah, Bronson, he's pushing Carpenter up there to Snodgrass. 3 young guys in XCAL right now hashing it out.
Let's see who makes the first move. Bronson looked underneath, decides to cut it back. All stays smooth in a turn 1. Snodgrass, a tough center of the corner, allows Carpenter to close in just a bit.
Snodgrass has been attacking turn 1 a lot more. I've been noticing it in all these other drivers. So see what kind of effect that has later on.
Here comes Matt Bear as well. Does Bronson give him some room? He does not. Matt Bear is a lap down, so he is allowed to race the top 3. And again, I think we all know what he wants.
Pizza.
He wants some of that grass, but not the grass we're thinking of.
He wants... Yeah, he wants...
Carpenter's looking to the inside here.
Absolutely. No banking, though. Should help out Snodgrass. Bronson doesn't use banking either. Could it be the advantage for the 42 and the 69? They work together in the draft. Snodgrass nearly forces Carpenter on the bottom.
This will help Bear out.
All the way up to the safer barrier goes Snodgrass. You don't see that often. And it pays the price. Yeah, he falls back to the 3rd position. Noah Carpenter takes the race lead. Snodgrass is coming in this time to avoid Matt Bear, I believe.
Yep.
In all seriousness, he's coming in the pit. They're in the window.
He's seen the 3 car. He said, I ain't, nope.
He said, I have got to make a stop soon. This seems like a really good time since I just lost a ton of momentum.
And that's the best time to pit. The lap, the closest you're to the pit road, the lap you lose momentum on, just pit when you're close to that window. That's the best time. We haven't seen much of Austin Edwards since he come out. I mean, he's just been running that pace, too. He hasn't been tracking anyone down or anything. He's just been kind of holding his own. So, wonder if there's more damage to the car.
Yeah,
he got past Seams into 7th, but...
Yeah, that was just about 30 seconds ago. So that's the only update we can really give you at the moment. And we don't, obviously, with road racing, we don't expect any cautions to come out. The only rare instance the yellow flag would fly are the following. Either if the track is blocked at one part of the track where Aaron has to throw the caution flag out, or if we get a bunch of guys that get disconnected or Aaron gets disconnected, then we'll throw a caution for iRacing.
Bear and Snodgrass might meet again here. Snodgrass is coming out of his pit stall. Bear's crossing the start-finish line. This could get interesting, boys.
Absolutely. Bear may slow up here. He's got
Bear's way ahead of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got something to lose. I mean, you got to keep in mind, Bear is running for points still.
Yep.
He's had a rough season. I mean, he had a win taken away at Rockingham when Crafter got loose going through 3 and 4 at Rockingham there. Got that taken away from him. It's another rough start to the season.
What's funny is he had a rough start to last season, but came on so strong at the end that you have to wonder if he got a good start to the season. Would he be a title contender?
Well, last season he didn't even make the first race of the season. He lost In the heat race, I think it was our buddy Jeremy Leto that beat him for the qualifying spot in race 1. And Matt was trying to do everything he could to get a spot at Charlotte, run for a championship, and missed out. So he's probably having a better start to the season than last, but still rough.
Bronson's pitting in this time. Now remember, he's been very good at the undercut in this race. So he'll pit. Remember, Carpenter likes to pit later on. Ooh, look out, Crapser. Just makes pit road speed in time.
Yeah, I believe last week, Cresser, he had a speeding penalty, and it's very rare to see that out of him. So he's been getting a little more aggressive getting on pit road. I'm interested to see. Snodgrass is probably going to pull in on Bear. Bear may let it happen anyway, and we'll see what happens here. This would be a battle for 5th right now.
Absolutely. So Carpenter will continue to lead here at the moment.
You got to wonder if Carpenter may be a little bit worried here. You've got Matt Bear closing in just a little bit. You've got and then you've got Billy Snodgrass not far behind. And you know what happened to these two earlier, so you got to be a little bit worried that these two will catch you and then get a little dicey.
I just can't wait till Snodgrass gets next to Bear.
Yeah, that's when we'll have to get the popcorn out.
Because we know Bear, he just ain't going to lay it down. Bear don't lay down. He's wearing a number 3 just right. And for the damage he had, you got to give the man props. I mean, he's been running solid lap time still. He had no front bumper before the last pit stop.
Hearing that McRecken had issues again into turn number 1. All right, so we got Bronson out. And Crapser came out ahead of Jonathan Bronson. Bronson with a 106, Crapser a 104. That's huge right now, guys. Alex Crapser currently in the highest spot he's been in this race today.
And right between Crapser and Bronson is our favorite pair, Matt Bear and Billy Snodgrass.
Absolutely, and Bear was able to get ahead of Snodgrass, but here we go. It's down to a half second. What happens if Snodgrass gets a draft off of Matt Bear?
Bronson's going to have to be careful here because he doesn't want to be an innocent victim.
Bronson may want to be careful here in this situation, too.
Where
Here
does
we
Bronson-
go. Bear goes up the track. He lets Snodgrass have it. Is he going to hook him? No, they keep racing.
Bear's going to run. Bronson's just like, get me out of here.
Yeah, you know Bronson's like, oh, please, no. Well, Bronson puts himself between them.
He's the peacemaker.
You know Bronson, he's stirring that pot even worse. He ain't no peacemaker. He's get him, Matt. Get him. I bet you won't do it.
I'm just messing around with Jabroni. Carpenter's in the pits. What happens in turn 1 in this race for 3rd?
Whoa!
Bronson with a close call.
I got a question in the chat from Robert Winger. How much you want to bet Corey LaJoy ends up in Harvick's ride next year? Thoughts on that, guys?
I think it'd be nice to see. The guy deserves a ride. He works on his stuff. You got to have respect for a guy that knows how to work on his own stuff.
Corey LaJoy, 5 races in, if not 6 races in, is in the playoffs right now at the moment. That's very impressive with the way this Spire team has performed. I would not be surprised if he got a high contending ride next season. I mean,
Oh, Crafter was loose off of that hairpin.
oh yeah, you're right. Good point. Let's see here. Corey LaJoy, if I look him up, and look at that, Snodgrass takes away the 2nd spot away. LaJoy is 31. He's been racing in the series full time since I believe 2017 in bottom tier rides. And he definitely deserves a good opportunity to compete at a high level in a funded team. Obviously Spire does have funds, but even higher funds with better equipment. I would love to see LaJoy in the 4. I have a feeling though it's gonna go to either Custer or Herbst next year.
The 42 is coming out, and he's going to have the lead here. As
Yes,
these other
he
guys.
is.
Really, look at this for a second, though.
That's what Carpenter wants to see, is them boys battling back and forth, so he can get the lead or grow that lead.
So Matt Bear and Austin Edwards, their stops play off as they're 5th and 6th respectively. And Bear's probably the biggest winner in all of this, as he's only 5 seconds behind the race leader.
Ryan seems he's running 7th. He's on the lead lap still, but we know he has to pit again.
Yeah, but he did do that strange pit strategy, so really hard to say what Ryan is thinking here.
Bronson's in the grass!
Ooh.
Bronson went off the track! And Jabroni blows it again!
Matt
That was
Bear
all
was
on his own.
loose.
He hit the rumble strips just like we seen with Joe Campbell.
Taking a look at the replay, because Matt Bear, also trying to avoid that, got loose. Coming out of that turn, out on... Oh, wow. Bronson just tries to get set wide, and there you see Bear just gets loose mid-turn. Everybody gets it gathered up. Great save by all the drivers, but man, that got dicey. And Noah Carpenter's lead now just over 2.1 seconds. Billy Snodgrass trying to reel him in. Crapser in 3rd, now Bronson in 4th, Bear in 5th. Austin Edwards closes up big time on Matt Bear as well. And seems still lurking behind, still trying to figure out the strategy here.
I feel like Carpenter's taking a page out of the Austin Edwards notebook here tonight. He's been able to stay out longer, and he's growing that lead as he does.
Slowly, Noah Carpenter having an incredible race here so far at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, he's running so smooth, too. I mean, he runs these nice, smooth laps. I mean, you don't see a lot of mistakes out of him. That's what I like about him. A good pull onto JNS Racing. And, or is it the JNS Aces, or however Doug calls it, the Flying Aces?
Yeah, he's looking for win number 3 with the Aces this season. Owned by official car owner listed as...
That one's owned by Danny. I know that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's owned by Danny. I had to find the name here on my roster. The thing is, Aaron's got our roster set in alphabetical order. We'll love it numerical order. I'll give him the feedback there in the future. But not a lot of racing on the track here at the moment, as we are approaching the final 30 laps here of this race. We've had a fun one, though. I gotta tell you that.
It's been very interesting. I mean, Scott Gilliatt's getting passed here by Noah Carpenter. Billy Snodgrass is going to be coming next. You got to time it right where you pass these lap cars.
Yeah, that
unless you want to pass them out on the big track.
That
Johnson
cost
is cracked.
Noah big time.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Johnson just crashed in turn number 1. But it looks like he just got loose and safe, so we are still good. Yeah, Carpenter's lead 1.75 seconds at the moment. One more road course race for the XCAL Racing $5, for the XCAL Racing Web Shop Series. And that is later this year on August 22nd at Watkins Glen International. That is a timed race scheduled for 3 hours. That should be a lot of fun to watch. And for those wondering too at home, it's the short version and not the boot version. I can't wait for that one, obviously, not just because it's my home track.
I'd like to see the boot. I like the boot. I don't like a long road course, but I like the boot.
The boot is fun. I prefer the boot version as well.
Ryan Seams brings his car in.
Ryan will be able to make it from here.
That'd be at 32 laps. I don't think anybody could go that distance.
At 22 laps, everyone he'll have to make one more stop. Let's go to Crapser Bronson. This race is on for 3rd. Bronson trying to get back on the podium after his mishap exiting the road course.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Bronson drive a little harder than what he's been. I still feel like, he was screwing around there early when he got that lead and put himself in a bad spot.
Yeah. I think right now, if it was not for the issue that Bronson had, I think, in my opinion, he'd be racing Snodgrass for second.
Craps are not known as being a road course guy, but being up here in a podium spot right now, doing a great job. He's just quietly made it to the front. I mean, no fuss, no muss.
Absolutely. Doug, while we're at it, let's take a look at the new camera once again. Ride with Jonathan Bronson here.
Well, that's going to be fun as they come across the start-finish line, and you can see the difference, but you see them backing out of it as they head toward turn one. And you hear how hard the car hits. When it gets down onto the flat, you see the car, wow, Crapser's car is roly-poly. Down the straightaway toward the horseshoe. And these cars aren't known for being stiff, but wow, these they had to soften them up for the road course portion, and you can definitely tell a difference here tonight.
Roly-poly, that's a first there. I like that, Doug.
Headed toward the banking, and we're going to see a little bit of roly-poly again as they go through this tight left-hander, and that hard hit up on the track. These guys are running direct drive wheels. That cannot feel good.
Absolutely. Yeah, you make a good point too. And I actually was testing this out during the drivers meeting, and I decided not to put on my regular oval wheel. I had on my McLaren wheel with like the GT3 wheel. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not cool.
Back down toward the start-finish line, back down to the apron, cutting the track anywhere and everywhere they can. Bronson still sits in fourth, did that lap in a 125.48.
Thing you got to keep in mind is Carpenter pit later than all these guys. He's going to take less fuel. That could be it here. I mean,
yeah, Carpenter may have win 3 of the season in the bag.
I'm still trying to figure out Ryan Seam's strategy here. I have one thought. It could be just right sides only in fuel on his final stop.
Ooh, could be right there.
he got us all scratching our heads. I mean, either way, a very good run for the 00. He's staying right there with the 18 for points. So a good way to scratch out. After disappointing last week, I don't think the 00 made it last week, so that was a hard hit in the points with Austin Edwards winning the race too. So good thing to capitalize on.
And a weird situation with Austin. Looking at the times right now, he is not gaining any ground. He's currently running in 5th, not gaining any ground on the 4 cars ahead of him at all.
It makes you wonder, what's he up to? Anytime I see Austin lagging, I just automatically think, what's he up to?
That is a valid question. You never know with him, and honestly, there's no way he could make it on fuel. He's gonna need one more stop at minimum. He last stopped on lap 82, so around 104 to 105, he'll have to stop. That'll take him the distance from there. I just don't know what he could be planning here.
Yeah, who knows what's gonna happen with Flying Ryan, but those JNS drivers, no matter if it's the Aces or if it's a regular JNS team, they always like to pull those tricks out of the hat in the final laps of the race to try and pull off a win. Still got that Crapster Bronson race happening for 3rd. Bronson, I think he's just being patient than usual. Because normally he's an aggressive guy. He likes to go for the lead at any given point.
Well, Bronson, I've talked to Bronson here. Like I said, he's a teammate of mine. He has matured a lot over just this season. And He's starting to show that consistency. He's not winning all the time, but he's there. Look in the second part of the season, the kid's going to win some races here. He's just, like I said, he's matured a lot, and I'm proud of him. He's been doing a very good job.
Yeah, he really has. Go ahead, Doug.
I was gonna say, you gotta give the kid credit. We have seen him not just tonight, but all season long, get the nose into a bad situation and then roll out of it when he realizes he's in a bad situation.
Chase Johnson spun around there through the first hairpin.
Yeah, it's tight. That is right in front of the leader, Noah Carpenter.
Yeah, that was close.
And we're hearing that he downshifted too early. Ooh, and Johnson's around again. I don't know why he is not parking it.
Well, Gardino dropped out.
And I hate to be too critical of Chase Johnson because I like the kid. And I get he's just trying to be a warrior and trying to finish. But the thing is right now, he's just a roadblock waiting to happen.
That's the age difference. I think the same thing. He should drop out. The only thing I can say is Gardino, he's dropped out of the race. He has 3 laps behind Gardino. I would say go get that 20th place spot and then park it. Park it after. But I can see, try to get that money. It's not going to be worth anything with the incident points that been building up, but just run some smooth laps, get those laps, get ahead of Gardino, get in the 20th spot, and then park the car because you're just going to cause problems. Carpenter, he's gotten into some lap traffic here.
Yeah, Billy Snodgrass has joined him.
Absolutely, gap has closed down 3/4 of a second. It's just a car that separates them. Sean Patrick, he's probably telling Sean, get the heck out of the way, which he does, and then Carpenter's probably thinking the same thing to the guy in front of him in McRecken.
We know he ain't just gonna lay over.
No.
Oh, he has to go early in this one. Now we'll let him go.
But Snodgrass is probably gonna catch him in a bad spot.
See what happens here. He did increase the gap though, 1.2 seconds. We've got the race for third continuing, 2/10 between Krapser and Bronson.
Hey, of note, Jared Heasley is now up 9 spots into 13th. Gerald Poole now up to 14th, and they are reeling in Albie Ewens. So Jared and Gerald are really starting to make up some ground here late in the going.
It seems like they get off to a rough start at the beginning of the race, put themselves in a hole, and then they put themselves in such a hole that they got to dig it out. Snodgrass is having some trouble here getting around the 51. That's going to help Noah Carpenter here some.
There was money exchanged as Noah Carpenter went by McRecken. He was handed 20s at the window. McRecken can definitely drive defensively when he needs to. And oh, look at that. He actually pinches Snodgrass almost to the grass.
You think maybe Bear handed some 20s out to McRecken?
There's a good possibility.
Possibly, despite them not being teammates. I think they are good friends, though, on the Discord.
I just gotta wonder what the dropping bombs camp, what they're gonna be talking about tonight after the race.
Yeah, I would want to be if only we could secretly listen in to that conversation. Just don't bring in any recording devices. Just talk with the headsets and figure stuff out.
With all that, Krapser and Bronson have caught up to Snodgrass.
Absolutely. This just allows Carpenter to pull away 2.3 seconds. Ease the gap.
Right now, this is Carpenter's race to lose. I think he's got it in the bag. I mean, but we've seen mistakes made. Carpenter hasn't really made that many mistakes, though.
Absolutely.
And you know he doesn't want to give up a chance at a win because winning means no dishes.
Yep.
Oh yeah, as always.
I wonder what the rule is, and I know Noah's dad is watching, so I'm curious, Noah's dad, I apologize because I can't remember your name, but what is the rule? Where does Noah have to finish to not have to do dishes? That one has been on my mind for several weeks, because the last couple of weeks, Noah has been talked about. He's been up here in the fight.
With as much as he's won, why don't you just go get yourself a dang dishwasher?
They have one. His name is Noah.
Or you make him put the dishes in the dishwasher, add in the pod, whatever they use, or the dishwashing detergent, whatever you call it, and then boom, make him start it.
You know, here's an interesting point about pods, and I know this is off base, but I just have to say it. I had never even seen one of those up until I started dating my girlfriend. She has Tide Pods, and I have not once looked at those and thought, those look yummy. Not once.
Well, there were some kids years ago that used to think them things...
They used to be idiots about it, but yeah, I had Cascade pods when I was in college for dishwashing, and they worked perfectly whenever I cooked like a steak or pancakes or make a pizza or mac and cheese or anything like that. It was perfect.
Why in the crap was a college student eating steak?
Binge watching Hell's Kitchen.
Oh my god.
And learning from Gordon Ramsay to cook a steak.
I used to walk through the grocery store line. Whenever the cashier rang up my Tide Pods, I used to tell her them things taste good. You should see the weird.
My youngest daughter will walk down that aisle, and if she sees the different scented bleaches, she'll be looked at a new flavor, just to mess with the other people on the aisle, and it is extremely funny.
Absolutely. Guess I'll ask you guys this too, for the heck of it. What's your guys' cut of steak?
Oh, it all depends on where I go.
This is true. Because some places it's a porterhouse, some places it's a T-bone, some, on a few rare occasions, I'll even go down to a sirloin.
Okay.
We got one place here, we got a Mexican restaurant, and I get a ribeye steak. And it is honestly some of the best steak I've had.
Oh, hang on, we got a big wreck.
Sean Patrick
broke out. And that's a lot of damage to 11. He lost the hood pins. They've shattered.
You ever shot the turn?
Austin Edwards, too.
Oh, man.
Oh, okay. Sean getting down, it looks like into turn one, goes wide. He does get Austin and sends Austin way off track.
Man, how Austin saved that, I don't know.
He drove it through the grass, and Sean just, oh my goodness. And I don't think this is where this ended, because let's watch this down to the horseshoe and see. Sean's car, you can tell, is not even tracking right. The front end is broke on Sean Patrick's car. It looks like it is just barely crab walking, but it was messed up after that hit. Great job by Austin Edwards holding on to it. Shortly before that, Jared Heasley had a bit of a moment in the horseshoe. Gets on the throttle and just goes a bit wide off into the grass. Jared, straighten up.
Robin, I guess I'll ask you this before we go to break. Did you figure out your favorite cut of steak?
I don't really have a favorite cut. I mean, it all depends on the restaurant.
I got you. Yeah, no worries. I get it.
Okay.
I am a New York strip steak guy, but sometimes I'll go with the filet mignon. So that's just how I roll. So
I like how you think.
Absolutely. Thank you. I
Quick
appreciate it. Go ahead.
update from Mark Carpenter. So he's surprised we actually remember this, but we keep extensive notes around here. Apparently Noah regularly loads the dishwasher and uses the Tide Pod thing, so just make sure he's not eating them, Mark. Just kidding. We're sure Noah's not, but it just had to get that one in.
Gotta step aside and go to break. Noah Carpenter, Billy Snodgrass, Alex Krapser, Jonathan Bronson, Austin Edwards, your top five. One more pit stop awaits the drivers. When we come back, we're taking you to the finish. Welcome back to Kansas Speedway. Don't forget to join us next week for the 100th XCAL points race. It's the XCAL Racing Web Shop 350 from the Iowa Speedway. Broadcast time 7:20 p.m. Pre-race 7:30 on the networks of How to Suck at iRacing. Don't forget to check out the XCAL Racing Web Shop online at xcalracing.com/shop. New products include the Eat Sleep XCAL Repeat t-shirt for $20, as well as Austin Everett's 25th career win with a Victory Gamer Pad at $60. All things here on xcalracing.com/shop. No change amongst the top 5, but we're watching the race for second closely, guys, as we have 20 laps to go.
It looked like Billy was pulling the crew up to Noah there for a few minutes, but I think that with Crabster getting up there and starting to look, and we've got Bronson making a move here, I think that Noah's going to get another shot to run away here.
Crabster may be getting ready to pit here, perhaps, because, well, actually, maybe in a couple laps from now.
Yeah, right now with them 3 guys trying to chase down Carpenter, if one wants around, just give it to him. Let him take it, because you're going to lose more time trying to battle it out. But just keep in mind, Carpenter pit later than those other guys, so probably take less fuel.
I'm doing the math on it. Carpenter can pit on lap 115 based on his previous pit stops. He can stop at lap 115. That'll leave him 12 laps to go. Have the freshest tires. Not only that, he will have to take the least amount of fuel. We saw a pit stop earlier where with, I believe, Austin Edwards, where right sides went up, left sides were on. They full stop completed, and we still were sitting there watching him get fuel. It takes a while to get that second tank. If you can get a single tank of fuel into the car and that's all you need, you're going to have a much, much quicker pit stop, and that could be what Noah Carpenter's looking at here.
Yeah, I mean, I think he took like I said, a page out of Austin's notebook. I mean, I was watching him last week, Raw Racing at Phoenix, and he was within the same strategy, so he's been working at it, and Austin's going to have his work cut out for him here this year if people like Noah catch on to that.
See what happens here. Do you think Bronson, because it's late in the race, obviously one more stop comes up for these drivers, maybe he uses the bumper perhaps?
I wouldn't put it past him, but Bronson's still, I mean, he's a pretty clean racer. He just says a lot of dumb stuff. So if it comes down to it, he may do it for a spot, but right now he knows it's too much to do. He's going out. Snodgrass is pitting, it looks like.
Absolutely. Final stop underway, and he's the first amongst the leaders to bring it to pit road. Let's watch his stop.
I think with that, Bronson will probably pit next.
Jeremy Gilliatt's still in the lead lap in the top 5 as well, way behind, but the best running of the Gilliatts. And it's worth noting we've only had 1 to 2 Gilliatts. We have not had all 3 Gilliatts on track since the week before Long Beach. And we haven't really mentioned it tonight, but a much smaller field here tonight, which means Iowa is likely to be a little bit lower purse despite it being a first-time race.
So let's see what he does here.
4 tires.
Yeah. How long is it going to take, though, for fuel, perhaps?
4 tires were done in 30 seconds, so it looks like he's going to be sitting here for a minute. Brent Mekas is also in the top 10. Noah Carpenter, meanwhile, out here running, and Noah could very well pull off a 30-second stop. Colgan, you'll have to confirm this, but how long is it? About 35 seconds for a single tank of fuel?
He does 57 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's you'll be stopped right at about 5 gallons, so you got to time that right whenever you come in on how much fuel you need, and I've learned that the hard way.
Crapser is in.
We'll watch Crapser stop. And Bronson, I'm noticing too. Did you notice entering turn 1? He's pushing the clutch in.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's trying the overcut out.
Yeah, Bronson's pretty good at saving fuel, so don't count him out just yet. I don't know though if he'll be able to catch Carpenter, but bring it home top 3.
He is all the way in the clutch, about halfway down the straightaway toward the horseshoe.
The clutch can definitely work, but how much is too much, Robert?
It all depends on momentum here, somewhere like here. Going in them hairpins, if you can clutch it just right, you can save yourself quite a bit of fuel getting in them corners where guys are trying to downshift to slow down. You're using a little bit more brake, but if you can find that in between, you can save a good bit of fuel.
Noah Carpenter's about to get some help, and one thing I've noticed is when he catches a lap car, if they are at speed, if they have good pace, he is not trying very hard to pass them until he starts to lose some time. As long as he's maintaining his gap, he's sitting back there drafting. Noah may be able to stretch it a lap further than he has all night long. And remember that first pit stop after the caution, Noah went a lap further than he did in the first half of the race. So who knows what he could pull off.
Crapser in front of Snodgrass. It was 3 seconds better on the pit stop, 5 seconds better on the pit road. Let's look at your top 2. Still waiting on Carpenter and Bronson in the pit, trying to go for shorter stops. 2.8 seconds is the gap, make it 2.7, all the way up to now 3 seconds.
Carpenter coming by some lap traffic. He was riding behind there for a minute. Jared Heasley has crashed. He was starting to move up.
Oh, we got a car wrecked there. Is that Scott Juliet or?
Crapser was. They were going toward the banking. Crapser right on the back bumper. And Jared just gets in a little too hot. But wow, what a save! When let's take another look at that. Did you guys catch that? Once he got up on the banking, he had the car saved. But it looked like Billy Snodgrass might have came up onto the banking and got into him. Let's see what happened here.
I think Heasley's all good. Snodgrass was completely past him.
Yep, Snodgrass did clear him. It just looked from the camera angle as Bronson is in.
All right, let's watch the Bronson stop here.
Yeah, Heasley, he put a little J-hook there.
He did.
Big thing is too is getting in and off pit road. You can gain some time there, getting on pit road a lot quicker. If you're a little too conservative, you could lose quite a bit of time. There's the rights for Bronson. There's the lefts going on now.
At this point, it seems as if everybody can take just a little bit less fuel.
Absolutely.
Jeff Edgar's on his way off pit road, currently in 11th.
Oh, look at this. Bronson, 41 seconds on pit road. That's huge. The auto fueling may work to Bronson's advantage. Now we wait for Noah Carpenter. And Bronson will be in front of Alex Krapser, checking for the gap here by just about 10 seconds.
You've got to get around one of the team owners, to Joe Campbell, to Noah Carpenter. Will he give him some problems? Oh, he's going to go right around him. Right now, when you get into these fuel races where people are trying to chase each other down, things are getting critical. You got teams starting to work together. One might hold up the other. So that's going to be something else to look into here.
Now just waiting on Noah Carpenter. He's at the hairpin.
And Bronson's coming out onto the racetrack here on the 3.
Carpenter hasn't said when he is going to pit yet. We would expect it down the backstreet if he signals he's pitting.
It won't be this lap. It'll be the next lap at the earliest, I think.
Absolutely. Now, a stop while time on pit road for Bronson was a minute 10. The gap is currently a minute 5. Oh, never mind. He's using the banking.
A little slow there.
Noah's last lap was a hair slower than what we have seen. Just a couple tenths of a second, but I have to wonder how much he is trying to save fuel as he goes past pit road again. So I think we'll see him go to pit road next
Bronson
time.
was caught up in something here.
Oh, yes, he's got damage. Right front damage, and that may cost him the race. He got turned. Nope.
Messed it
He
up.
lost it.
Himself. Going too hard.
Gets down in there. Oh, just barely clips the grass. Jeff Edgar was off in the grass there as well. The 11 has nowhere to go, and he tried like crazy to avoid it. Bronson gets it rolling again, but that may have cost Bronson the win.
Yep, the grass just made him freak out. That's a tough break. So Noah Carpenter is probably aware of it. All he just needs to do is be patient. Just stay patient. Bronson, though, still in second, but he does have some aero damage, and Krapser is 2 seconds behind and closing in fast.
That, and with the new damage model, how much is that going to make him overheat on the big racetrack?
That's a great point. No one knows what's going to happen with this new damage model.
And, it's worth noting that with the new damage model comes new mechanical failures. It's been impressive, to say the least, that these cars have survived this many times onto the oval and back down as hard as we have seen them hit.
We watched Matt Bear lose his whole front bumper and still run a full fuel run. Noah Carpenter coming in right now.
And he's got nothing to lose right now at the moment. All he just doesn't have to do is botch pit road speed. He could even go full fuel here, and I think he would still be good. Just top off on fuel, he'll still be good.
We'll put the track map up to show you. There is where Jonathan Bronson is, while Noah Carpenter is on pit road. Noah Carpenter's been on pit road now for 9 seconds, 10 seconds. Right side should be done. Colgan is the left.
Bronson's coming back out onto the racetrack, the real racetrack.
Jack is down. Just filling up to the fuel enough. Remember, the new auto fuel option on iRacing has been pivotal. Carpenter back on the gas, 36 seconds. He's pretty much got this one in the bag.
Man, you wonder
wreck.
if Bronson wouldn't have had that screw up, you realize how close that could have been.
Absolutely, and Bronson has brought the 69 in.
Probably a safe call.
Yeah, that's a tough break. I was really looking forward to talking with Bronson after this one.
Alex Crapser, though, still 18 seconds back. Noah Carpenter just needs to do these next 12 laps extremely smoothly. Crapser's going to have his hands full, though, as Billy Snodgrass is is gaining on him just a little bit. While Bronson's on pit road, Jeremy Gilliott, Austin Edwards, and Matt Bear and Ryan Seams have an opportunity to pick up some ground here.
And something to think of here too, Robert. Not only does Noah take less fuel, but in this situation too, with taking less fuel, I think he's got a lighter car than Alex Crapser, which will help him out big time.
Yep, it'll definitely help him out a lot. Make him quicker or faster on the speedway part. Might help tighten him up through the corners. You're not getting that fuel slosh, that heavy back end. So,
worth noting, despite the issues he's had, Jim Johnson is still started in 20th up to 10th. Albie Hewins has had a lot of problems here tonight and been caught in just about everything. Still making his way back up to 12th. Jared Heasley has had several problems, and we saw one just a few moments ago. Jared's still up to 13th. So there's some guys. Gerald Thanos Poole now up into 14th. This may be Scott Gilliott's best finish. He's currently sitting in 15th.
We take a look at the stats right now for Scott on his end. Would be his best finish of the season, I can confirm that.
Well, he did not run a single XCAL race last season, so his best finish in XCAL competition for Scott Gilliott, the patriarch of the Gilliott family. He's had a rough night, but still managed to make a comeback, kept some consistent laps, and Ryan Seams is in.
Yep, Seams in for the final stop. Unfortunately, the previous stop does not pay off.
And Bronson's coming back in also.
Something tells me here a possible penalty.
That or he has some more damage. He didn't think he got it. He thought he got it fixed. Didn't get enough fixed. So that's where the patience comes in with age. Bronson, he hate to say it, but he pissed it away there on his own. Getting a little too aggressive. He would have just ran his own laps. Screwed up getting turn one. We've seen it by a lot of people. Just going a little too hard.
Worth noting, Jeremy Gilliott now up to 4th. Austin Edwards has got himself back into the top 5, so doing what he needs to do to kind of make up some ground from the earlier incident. Coming out onto the banking, he has managed to recover fairly well here.
Coming out. Ryan Seams is coming out, so he's going to go in the 8th place here because Bronson's still in the pits.
No, it looks like he's going to go to 7th place now.
Yeah.
And Colgan, here's a thing to note too. When you're going around these road courses and it's nighttime, you have this at Charlotte as well. Some of the other road courses that have lighting at night, things get a little bit interesting when you go down these straightaways, and we'll hop in the cockpit view, but it really messes with your depth perception because you have parts of the track that are dark.
Yeah, I mean, things change at night. I mean, some guys, I've never aimed for targets when I'm out on a track. I always listen for revs. but a lot of guys, they target things on the track where to let off, and those things change whenever the lights hit the track and whatnot. You maybe don't see things or other things appear. That's why I've always relied on, I listen to the revs of the motor and then I let off. So that could have changed. It could have thrown a whole new factor into tonight when the lights come on.
So absolutely. So Noah Carpenter, 9 laps away from win 3 of the season. A 1-2 finish currently at stake for the J&S Aces, for the Racing Aces, I should say in general, but J&S as a whole. Jeremy Gilliatt, I don't think we've really talked about him. A great 4th place run. Up
Yeah, he's
6
been
spots
quiet.
late in this race. Well done from him.
He was shot there in turn 1, he spins out! And he hits
no.
Man, Marty, you jinxed him.
Damn commentator's curse, I am sorry.
I was just saying, too, he was the silent guy staying at the back, at the tail end, and Austin Edwards, he might get another spot here now.
Oh.
But Gilliatt, he was the guy staying at the very tail end of the lead lap. He was just making sure to be there at the end, and he was capitalizing on everyone's mistakes. And,
Jeremy, I am sorry.
You owe Jared an apology too. I mean, he managed to hold on to 13th, but he was actually gaining ground on Albie, and that really seems to have messed that car up a bit.
All right. Now we've got a race for 4th.
You know, guy I want to hit on here too, I went back and I said earlier about his hard work and everything. Brent Mekas is running 8th place at a road race. Keep in mind, last year, this guy, maybe call him like more of a back marker. He wasn't really relative to anything. He was running right around 20th, 25th, maybe at best last year. This guy's put in a ton of hard work, and it's showing. It's paying off. He had a great run at Phoenix. He's running 8th tonight. He missed it by pitting under caution, not getting that wave round. If he would have just stayed out, got that wave round, I wonder where he would have been with these lead lap cars making the mistakes they've made. But still, good 8th place run tonight.
Absolutely. Definitely an acceptable run for the driver of the number 44. Noah Carpenter will close in on the points lead on Austin Edwards. Actually, they both have the 5 bonus points. Edwards, I believe, will have the extra points for the fastest lap. And then Carpenter, I believe, will have led the most laps in this race. If not, that belongs to Bronson. Noah Carpenter does close in a bit on the points lead of Austin Edwards. It is extended, though, over Ryan Seams once this race ends today. And I believe with the way Carpenter is running, that will put the number 42 into 2nd in the owner's points, guys.
I believe so. I haven't been keeping up with the points. I've just been racing part-time, so I've just been busy having fun. But, you know, you got to hand it to Ryan Seams. There's a ton of pressure coming in tonight, driving that 00 car. It was a threat for Austin Edwards. Could Ryan come to a road course? And Ryan Seams, I wouldn't say he's like not a road course guy, but he's not really ever been way up towards the front. And he's running 7th tonight. He stayed out under caution, got that lead lap. He threw some funky, weird, voodoo kind of pit strategy. We were scratching our heads. And here he is, 7th place, first car lap down. He's going to keep that 00 in contention for a points championship. Who drives a 00 next week? I don't know. Is that Ryan Seams' ride for the rest of the season? Is Parker coming back? That's the big question. So Ryan's done a hell of a job tonight, filling some big shoes.
And speaking of Ryan, Jeremy Gilliatt is on pit road at the moment. I do not think Ryan can get to him before Gilliatt gets off pit road, but if he does, he can pick up 6th place, move up a little more.
And Gilliatt got some heavy front damage.
Jeremy's best finish of the season is a 2nd at Charlotte to begin the season. As long as he can finish in the top 10, it'd be his first top 10 since February 7th that he got. It was a 9th at Lanier.
Jeremy and Ryan are going to meet pretty close. Jeremy's coming out. Ryan's coming in the corner. into one.
Be right here, and of course, obviously, Ryan's got the speed. Jeremy's back into it. It's a 2-second advantage, but Jeremy gets back up to full speed, at the exit of the hairpin.
But Ryan's got a really clean car. Jeremy doesn't.
That could be a big factor here late, and you have to wonder, we've talked about the damage model, Colgan. I have to wonder if we have any sudden car death here. We've got several cars on track with heavy damage.
Yeah, I mean, Jeremy, Gilliatt, Jonathan Bronson, they both got heavy damage there at the end. You know, how much are they going to be able to perform? We got the green, 5 to go, I believe.
Yep, 5 laps remain here. So what are we thinking, guys, about tonight? I think tonight has been a successful road course race, probably the best road course race XCAL has had.
Oh, absolutely, and I believe also if we would have had double the amount of cars that we should have had out here tonight, it would have been very, very fun to watch. So y'all need to get your wallets out, get some of these guys that you believe in out on the track, and let's go racing.
You think Long Beach scared away some of the field?
I don't think Long Beach did. I think Austin did.
That's a good one. That's a good one. But yeah, this is a fun one. I think this will bring a lot of guys to Watkins Glen a couple weeks from now, or a couple months from now, I should say, in August.
And, you know, with Watkins Glen being a time race, I don't know because I didn't look it up yet, and I'll have to. Is there a midway caution at the Glen since it's a time race? Is he throwing a caution at the time? Because that's going to throw a huge wrench into the equation with pit strategy.
Yeah, let me take a look at that. That's a good idea. That's a good point.
Because I like time. I like the time thing because you're not shooting for a specific lap. I mean, it you can still figure it out and whatnot, but I do like the time limit thing. I think with the time limit thing, you shouldn't have any cautions.
And I can confirm in the rule book at the moment there is no competition caution as of right now, but obviously subject to change.
Yes. I stand for no caution at all. Let these guys run an endurance race. Hell, if you can, let them change seats. Swap some drivers out.
That would be a pretty cool thing if they, you know, if everybody out here got a teammate. I mean, you got 40 cars out there. I don't know how that would work per XCAL rules, but whichever, you know, get everybody a 2-person team per car, make them swap mid-race, and
that'd be fun. A multi-car race or multi-driver race.
Yep.
That'd be pretty dangerous for me.
I can tell you one team out here that would very much dominate that race. That would be Gerald Poole and Jared Heasley. For whatever reason, they're both pretty good road course drivers, but when they're united as a team, they run in the top 5 without fail.
I haven't been to a couple IMSA races, but 2 years ago I went to the WeatherTech 240 at Watkins Glen. That was supposed to be in Canada, but then COVID changed everything, so Watkins Glen got a second race. That was a lot of fun to watch. And then also the day-to-night transition at Watkins Glen. Obviously the cars have lights. It's beautiful, and I definitely recommend it. I hope IMSA goes to Watkins Glen twice, and I hope they use the boot. Or not the boot, I'm sorry. I hope they use the short course too in the future. Grand Am's used it.
I think Ryan Seams is going to get Jeremy Gilliatt here. I mean, look at the gap he just sucked in on him there.
Yeah, it's the race for 6th.
I want to talk to Ryan Seams after this race, and I want to see what the hell kind of strategy he was thinking, because the thing worked. I mean,
Well, you better reach out to him on Discord after this one.
It's definitely a weird strategy, but it did pick him up a couple spots. It kept him on the... he's managed to stay on the lead lap.
I mean, the guy, the shoes this guy had to fill tonight. I mean, he came in, he was running. He's always run really well, but then it's like, hey, go into our championship running car, the car that's going to give Austin Edwards a threat for the championship. Parker's won in this car. We're just going to throw you in this car at a road course XCAL's never been at. And like I said, Ryan was never known to be a road course ringer. Dude's challenging for 6th right now here. I mean, a hell of a job tonight.
And worth noting, Noah Carpenter, not a road course guy either, but currently sits in 2nd place, or in the lead rather, and he's going to be coming to get the white flag here in just a second. So, huge shout out. His lead is now 21.7 seconds, and it looks like he has backed this pace off just a hair, just to play it safe here.
I believe as well, if I recall correctly, he won at the Texas infield race last year, correct? I think he did.
I couldn't tell you that one because
He was up there. He was up there. I know that.
I know Tanner Kalin had the most incident points. I know that. That race sucked because they couldn't even take a piss on pit road because the pit stops were so quick. It
Final
was
lap
miserable.
underway for Noah Carpenter. Would be his 3rd win of the season.
The battle for 6 is getting very heated right now.
Absolutely. Let's watch that. Juliet and Seams.
Bronson has had a problem back behind.
Keep in mind they are a lap down. They're in turn 3.
And it looks like Juliet is just barely going to be able to hold Seams off here at the end.
Watch, there's also a race for 8th. Bronson and Mekis. We'll watch that closely. Now they are exiting the infield, and so they will have one more lap at the moment, unless Carpenter gets by them both. So they will see the white flag this time, and after they get past, Carpenter will see the checkered. So those will be battles to watch closely.
Seams has gotten by Juliet.
Yep.
Absolutely. Big move. Juliet says he got in there a little bit too hot. So that could cost, that picks up another couple points for Ryan Seams. But Noah Carpenter through 3 and 4. Another great race for him. He'll take home win 3 of the season. Noah Carpenter, he takes on the Kansas Road Course. Alex Krapser will come across the line to finish in 2nd. Billy Snodgrass in 3rd. Let's go and watch the race for the 6th position.
I think Seams has got this. I think Juliet just has enough damage that he is not getting the draft, and he's getting the draft, but he's just not getting enough benefit from it to pull right back up and to build that run up that he needs to build.
Absolutely.
No, Seams has been running him down. Just messaged.
Oh,
Seams.
did I speak too soon? Juliet gets a huge
gonna
run.
get it.
Seams has
He
got
ain't
it.
got him. Seams
Just
got him,
barely.
baby.
Great race
Nice
at the
run.
end between the two. But it's Noah Carpenter that pulls it off, and I don't think he's got any gas at the end.
Let's hop in the cockpit real
out.
quick and see. That engine is off. He is out of gas.
Perfect.
Well, it's a good thing he's got a teammate back there in 2nd place to push him around.
Does he have fuel, though? He's
Uh,
got fuel. He's got fuel.
Not much if he's shutting the engine off on straightaways.
he's saving up. He's got to get his teammate over there to do some donuts. And then their other teammate, Ryan Seams, like I said, 6th place. I'm very happy to see the 0-0. I mean, they're keeping that that cushion in the points. They're closing it up. Is Snodgrass out of gas? It looks like Seams is going to give Snodgrass a push.
It looks like he is out of
It's
gas.
buttering. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
buttering. So everyone's going to need a push to get back to the line. Ryan seems to be the gentleman there. Pretty funny.
Ryan Seams may need to open up a tow truck service here to get everybody back to pit road. He might be maybe that was his strategy, the only one to have fuel left after the race. He'll win the demolition derby just based on that.
Yep.
will talk with your top 3 here momentarily, and we'll get them all in here.
How about James Johnson finishing 10th tonight too? Brent Mckesson 9th. I mean, and Jeff Egger finishing 11th too. Hell of a run for those guys.
Albie finishing 12th. I mean, he qualified top 5, but rough start to this one still. Albie's season between this year and last year has just been night and day.
I mean, he's a great guy. I've run into some officials with him and stuff. I mean, just a very nice, good, clean racer. Willing to help other people out and whatnot. A very good guy.
For sure, for sure. So, just waiting on Billy Snodgrass to come in here, and then we will begin the post-race interviews. Again, next week we are at the Iowa Speedway.
Billy's still coasting. Ryan said, "I'm going down pit road."
He's all the way at the Michael restart zone. This is hilarious.
He's coming. Come on, Billy.
He's just at a walking pace at the moment. That's the same
You
speed
can
we were
do
going
it,
at.
Billy.
Come on, Billy. We can make it. Oh, boy.
All right, everybody
4 miles
drop in
an
the
hour.
comments and cheer Billy on.
He's at 3 miles an hour. No.
Can you make it at the end of the restart zone, Billy? Come on.
Come on, Billy.
You
All right,
look
we
like
got
me
Billy
last
in
week.
here. So let's talk with him. He's done. He can't make it. I don't think Billy's able to make it to the start finish line. This is so funny to watch here.
He
But
made it at the end of the restart zone, though.
that is true. That is true. So it'll be a wide range photo if Aaron's able to take it. But we got Billy Snodgrass, our 3rd place finisher. Billy, I want to begin with this here. I think I'd be remiss if I didn't ask this, but I think the first thing I want to ask is, what happened between you and Austin Edwards in that one situation where you guys exited the road course and he got into you? Oh, here comes someone.
So we're going into the corner, and he went in a little hard, and I just didn't expect him to be so sideways, and coming off the corner, I bumped him, and then he got sideways.
Is that just a situation where it's hard racing? You know, Austin drove it in deep and you just didn't expect it one bit?
Yeah.
Definitely understandable. But overall, you started 13th, a phenomenal 3rd place run. What other positive takeaways do you have from it?
Not much. I just want to, thank Steve Rex for the ride, my sponsors, Overdrive Clearing and Grading, AL Racing Simulators, and just everyone else on the track for being nice.
All right, sounds good. Well, we'll let you go, man. Great we can finally talk with you this time, unlike the last one.
Billy, you guys gonna have a meeting here tomorrow night and dropping bombs with Matt Bear?
I do not know.
Okay, I was just wondering.
Plead the 5th on that one.
All right, man. We'll let you go. Great job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, before we talk to Crapser, I just have to say, great sportsmanship by Joe Campbell coming around and giving Billy a push here. Obviously different teams, but that's what it's all about right there.
Absolutely. Well done for sure. Let's go to Alex Crapser, our 2nd place finisher. Alex, you were very quiet throughout, I think, the first 75% of this race. How were you able to make your way throughout the field and have a possible chance at winning the race, if not finishing 2nd?
Just kind of the whole first part of the race, we kind of got separated from the lead cars, and on a track like this, even though it's a road course, it's kind of all about drafting. So when they started racing at the end, and when Austin and Matt, who are probably close to the class of the field, at least fuel-wise, and probably setup-wise too, got to reckon, kind of gave us the opportunity to come through, save a little bit of gas, get around Billy, and then at the end he came on strong, so it was a good 2nd for it.
Other than that, what positives do you have from tonight?
I kind of pride myself on consistency during the season, and I've been consistent, but it's like top 10s, and I think this is the first race in like 3 or 4 races we've been in the top 5, and we're sitting here talking to you, Marty, so it was a good race for us, and just got to thank Joe Campbell, GP Land, Flaming Karma Paint Shop, and everyone on JNS. We had an awesome car, awesome setup.
All right, man. Well, we'll let you go. Congrats on a great run.
Thanks, Mark.
Alex Crapser, your runner-up finisher. And now, finally, we go to the XCAL Racing Web Shop Victory Lane. And we'll talk with your winner in Noah Carpenter. Noah, congratulations on this one. Wild race for sure. And you got the job done early in that second half.
Yeah, it was a really long race. These XCAL Web Shop races, with the way the caution there is, it's kind of like two separate races is the way I think about it. So, first one, we were laid back a little bit, just tried to figure a few things out for the second half, and it clearly paid off because I think the second half, we were the class of the field.
Second half of the race, or late in the second half, you and Bronson were having some close racing. Did you expect him at the final pit stop to be close with you?
I wasn't really planning on it because I knew the run before we drove a few more laps than him, and I'd been saving fuel pretty heavy. So I was kind of planning that I'd have a good gap after the pit stop, but yeah, it was a little surprising.
All right, sounds good, man. Well, next week, you got a fun one, Iowa 100th points race in XCAL history. What does your outlook look like?
I want to go out there and just do the same thing we did here.
All right, man, that's awesome. Simple as that. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I want to give a big thank you to Joe and Danielle. Without them, this whole race team wouldn't exist. I wouldn't be racing this car, so big thank you to them. Thank you to GP Land for sponsoring us, Flaming Karma for the awesome paints, everybody on the JNS team for helping me. It's really great.
Sounds good, man. But we'll let you go. Congratulations on this win. Definitely a well-deserved one for you tonight. Win number 3 of the year.
Thank you.
Noah Carpenter takes the win as he is in the XCAL Racing Web Shop Victory Lane. And he'll definitely have something winner-related on the XCAL Racing Web Shop, xcalracing.com/shop. Stay tuned for details on that.
Yeah, I got Ryan Seams here to come in for.
All right, you got the flying Ryan Seams. Let's get Ryan in here, Matt. I'll let you take it.
Ryan,
What's up?
I love the strategy. Okay, you were the only one lap down at the halfway caution that was smart enough to stay out. But what was with that pit stop? Then shortly after, we were all scratching our heads.
I wanted to get my lap back, so I decided to stay out and get my wave around, and then I went to go pit, and then I realized I was just going to go back a lap down, so I just exit the pits real fast with like 16 laps of fuel or whatever, and I was trying to get a full tank, but that weren't going to happen, so I just figured my best shot was to leave and just go with it, and I figured it was going to work out in the end. I was going to either get 7th or 8th, and, well, I ended up getting 6th, so.
You did a hell of a job. I was cheering for you because, I mean, I was telling them, like, you know, when we go under caution here, everyone's going to pit. I don't know, you're going to have to probably stay out to get that wave around. And from Long Beach, people didn't learn from that, apparently. Only you learned from that. And it paid off. I mean, that was great. I mean, I was cheering for you, and it all paid off.
It sure did. I'm just glad I started 6th and finished 6th. I'm happy.
But you did a hell of a job getting to 00 points tonight. I mean, didn't beat the 18, but you still came within close. I told him you had big shoes to fill, and you did a hell of a job. Do you have any sponsors or anyone you want to shout out?
Well, I'd like to thank Joe and Danielle for making this happen. I appreciate it very much. And all my fans, and Jerry with the Flaming Karma Paint Shop and the XCAL Web Shop series. I'm not a road course person, but I do my best.
You did a hell of a job tonight. I was pulling for you. I'm part of the Ryan Seams fan club myself. W is coming soon, so stay tuned, folks, because, like I said, he'll get a W here this year.
Great job,
and
Ryan.
it's worth noting, right before the race, the first of the Ryan Seams fan club t-shirts were sold.
I heard there was going to be a few more here selling either tomorrow or maybe Thursday or something.
Nice.
Keep
Is
that
that the
up.
limited edition ones?
Hopefully, eventually we're gonna, put somebody maybe a little better in this car. But I mean, for right now, I'm content.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, man. You're doing a hell of a job. So the W is coming, and I'm telling you, I'm going to put money down. W is coming this year.
I'll just keep getting these good finishes, and eventually it will.
All right, sounds good. Ryan, we'll let you go. Congratulations. Great job.
Thank you, guys.
Ryan Seams wanted to talk with him, our 6th place finisher this evening. Let's pull up your official results here from this evening. Of course, you know the winner. Noah Carpenter takes the win by 22.3 seconds on Alex Krapser. Billy Snodgrass 3rd, Austin Edwards 4th, Matt Barra rounds out the lead lap drivers in 5th. Ryan Seams 6th, Jeremy Gilliatt 7th, Jonathan Bronson 8th, Brett Meckes 9th, Jim Johnson is 10th. Jeff Edgar 11th, Albie Hewins 12th, Jared Heasley 13th, Danos Poole 14th, and Scott Gilliatt 15th.
Joe Campbell comes home in 16th, Derek Colson 17th, Sean Patrick 18th, Kyle McRicken Martin in 19th, Chase Johnson, a rough night, comes home in 20th, Jose Godino 21st, Matt Pelletier, Sean Andrews out early 22nd and 23rd.
And this race as well had one caution, obviously the halfway break, but 14 lead changes in this race amongst 5 different leaders. Most laps led was Noah Carpenter. He led 53 laps. Bronson led 51. So Carpenter picks up the 5 bonus points. So it was a fun one as well. We did have 2 guys. I can confirm this. We had 1 driver with 0x in this race. I want you guys to take a guess on who had 0x. Doug, you go first.
Ooh, that's tough. I'm going to have to go with, let's see. Man, that is really tough. I don't know. I was going to say Brett Edgar, but I don't think that's the case.
He didn't even race, so yeah, you're kind of
I
right.
meant Jeff Edgar, sorry.
You got it! Oh my gosh, you got it! Jeff Edgar had 0x.
Yep, go me.
Great job. Robert, you're out. Sorry.
Yeah.
But
I corrected
anyway,
Doug.
I'll let you now, Robert, talk about next week at Iowa. We talked about it earlier as well with Bartles, and this is like Auto Club where baby multiple grooves at this track. I don't know if it's going to be wide open or not, or it could be just laying off barely like you see at Rockingham. But I think we're in for a treat.
Yeah, I mean, it's multiple grooves, but it all depends. We need to get a full field out there. We need to get you guys sign up, join XCAL Racing. If you want to get your feet wet, join the Dash Series on Monday, open setup. We got plenty of guys that are looking for drivers. They need drivers. You can come in, hop in a ride, prove yourself. But that's what's going to make Iowa matter. If we get a small field like we did tonight, it's going to probably break down the fuel mileage. If we get a full field, if we get 40 plus guys racing Iowa, it's going to come down to racing. The more number of cars we get out there, the better the racing gets, and the less Austin Edwards runs away from us in fuel mileage, because Austin's been owning these ovals with fuel mileage. So get your cars out there. Let's do some racing. We could have 3-4 wide racing at Iowa. It just all depends on the numbers.
What about you there, Doug?
I think we'll have the full field back. I think a lot of people were a little nervous and not huge road racers, and after Long Beach it made a few guys really nervous, so they get back out here next week on the oval. We saw it last week. I think we'll see it again next week, full field and full send. I think it's going to be 3, 4, and 5 wide racing, and I honestly think that bump in turn 2, I think that's going to come into play with who wins this race.
All right, sounds good. Gentlemen, great job again tonight as always. That'll do it for us here. Again, make sure you check out the XCAL Racing web shop at www.xcalracing.com/shop for all your favorite things XCAL. On behalf of everyone here at the XCAL Racing crew, Aaron Hillebush and his fine group of admins, as well as PDJ Zeller, our vice president, on behalf of my broadcast partners tonight, Doug Burns, Robert Colgan, Marty Sakala signing off. Congratulations to Noah Carpenter. Went through the season in the XCAL Racing Web Shop 300 at Kansas Speedway. So long, everyone.